run through the 14th of the month. Pyongyang has been angered by Rich Thomason reporting.
This is SRN News. When it comes to abortion, America appears to be becoming two different countries.
A new study conducted for the advocacy group Society of Family Planning focusing a ban on abortion at all stages of pregnancy, other states, and far more abortion pills prescribed through telehealth, including some for women who live in states with deep restrictions. I'm Julie Walker.
News industry lawsuits are piling up for OpenAI, the company behind artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, the courts in South Korea, U.S. militaries are launching their large-scale annual military drills this week. There's also NATO exercises up in the Scandinavian countries this week. This is SRN News. News industry lawsuits are piling up for OpenAI, the company behind artificial intelligence-fueled chatbot, ChatGPT.
Several digital outlets have sued OpenAI, saying the company used their journalism without permission, credit, or payment. The outlets follow similar copyright infringement lawsuits filed by the New York Times and authors. While OpenAI has reached some licensing agreements for use of stories to train its chatbots, others have been left out.
It's Jeremy House reporting. Meanwhile, the movies...
Good morning, everybody. I'm making a poll question for you. We're going to have one every morning.
Came in second, followed by Ordinary Angels in third. Madam Web came in fourth. In fifth, it was The Chosen, Season 4, Episodes 7 and 8, followed by Migration. More news at srnnews.com.
Buying some pretzel sticks?
Excuse me?
This is your wake-up call from TrackPhone Wireless.
Okay.
What if you didn't eat all those pretzel sticks by the end of the month, so this store took them back?
Good luck.
That's how some wireless companies are with your data, but TrackPhone Wireless gives you unlimited carryover data with active service, so you keep what you pay for. Plans start at $20 a month.
Wow, that's cool.
Sir, are you bothering the customers?
Yeah, hang on. This is your wake-up call, people. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
Hi, Lisa Wolf to tell you that the 5-hour Hollywood 360 show and the 30-minute Radio Rarities podcast can be emailed to you every Monday via digital download link that never expires. That's 24 classic radio shows per month, plus games, celebrity interviews, music trivia, and much more. Listen to Hollywood 360 and Radio Rarities whenever you'd like. Visit Hollywood 360.
All right, good morning. Oh, good morning. We got a lot of people on. Good morning. I got a poll question up. Would you take the mark? I heard over the weekend I had someone present this to us, and we were like, okay, of course. I said, this is a good poll question. We're going to have a poll question every day. Would you take the mark of the beast to save the loved one? Yes, to keep them alive, or no, I will always trust in the Lord. Let us know in the feed there. We're going to have different poll questions every single day on this show. It has to do with whatever day it is. Twisted Tuesday, Weird Wednesday, True Crime Thursday, Fun Friday, or whatever. So take the poll question. Oh, okay. That one didn't work out too well. I guess we'll take it out. Commercial-wise. Would you take the mark of the beast to save the loved one? Loved one. Loved one. Edit the poll a little bit.
Calvin Force is Newman's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowetaforce.org or
I've already got that.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in this chicken around.
I can't see you guys.
Monday through Saturday.
I can't see you.
It's Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around.
There we go. I got live chats on.
Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton.
Hi, this is Art Soriano, asking you to tune in to Let Go and Let God every Sunday at 9:30.
All right, we're getting ready to go on.
Right here on WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts through discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God Sunday morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Right here on WQEE.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here.
Oh, wow, you guys are coming on. Let me know where you're coming on from. We're getting ready to kick off the show here at 99.1 FM WQEE The Key. We'll appreciate you.
Because it is.
And if somebody doesn't appreciate you, I do. Dadgummit, Ryan, you appreciate people. Why? It's weird, isn't it? Good morning, Andrew Polanis. Kiss, kiss, kiss. My lovely bride. All right, let's see here. I got to do traffic. First thing, traffic to get you guys ready. All right, we're getting ready to go on. Wow, thank you guys for being on. Here we go. Share, like, subscribe, and share, guys.
His management or his clientele.
You got that right. You got that right. You got that right. What's up, everybody? TGIM Monday edition of your favorite radio show. We're getting kicked off here. You're in lockdown. Yeah, we are the Penitentiary, so you're in lockdown. All right, let's see. What's going on? Don't be doing that. Don't be sounding like you're in a bubble there. If you do, hey, we got to get rid of you. Stay tuned. Kick it off. Tell them who I am. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. And the one, the only Ryan O'Neal. And of course, $50,000 plus of you worldwide on that shoutcast. Shout it out loud across that RyanORadio media page. Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Islands of Canada, eh? And finally, across the Jordan Communication and Family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE, The Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and the headline news. It's the home of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. And if you're not on with us, where are you? What are you doing? We appreciate the ones that are on with us. Like, subscribe, and share on our YouTube page. And to my haters, well, one more thing to say. Listen up, haters, to this. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. Andrew Blunt says, I am tired. There you go, Andrew. There you go. Let's see. Let's make sure everything is working perfectly right here. And then the board is working perfectly. Because if it sounds like the recording is it, we're going to have to start over. The enemy is attacking me first thing this morning because I'm laying the smackdown on your candy ass, enemy. No. Don't you be doing this, because if it sounds bad on the recording, it's going to make me get mad. And then I'll have to cuss out the recording. All right, it sounds, I don't know what's going on there. It sounds like I can't push that up too much. If you push that up too far, it sounds like you're going to be echo. Going to take a nap, says Andrew. Go ahead and do so, dear. Thank you. All right, let's jump into it. It's period number 1. 3 periods of nonstop play of sports, entertainment, and more, ladies and germs and boys and girls and children all ages. 11 minutes past the hour. We are holding at 58 degrees here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. Let's take a look at all that stuff there. Let's go ahead and pull this down. Get this ready. It sounds like a little too much. No more echo chambers. Thank you. I appreciate that. Prayer does work 101. I try to be a radio show host for sure. Coming up, guys, coming up this hour, we got a lot in store for you. Stay with us on this edition of RyanORadio Penitentiary. 3 periods of nonstop play. Like I said, let me get it. 58 degrees, 11 minutes past the hour. Your time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I got a poll question up on the YouTube page. I want you guys to answer it for me, if you may. I think it's up there. I think it's up there. The question is, would you take the mark of the beast to save a loved one? Yes, to keep them alive, or no, I will always trust in the Lord. We have a different poll every day. We don't do something similar every day. It's not like, okay, this show is about only this. So no, it's about everything we talk about. So I just want to get that poll question there. I hope I can see it in just a few moments, trying to get it going and everything. Sometimes when you do these poll questions, they're a little weird and everything. They don't work. Thursdays work perfectly. So there you go. All right, let's jump into this, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, we got a full week of everything you need. And we'll tell you all our guests coming up this week. But first, we're going to get into the Monday edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. And there you go. Let's throw this. Let's jump. Let's see if we can get it going. La, 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 la. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's the way to start a Monday off, right? You just everybody's on with you. All right, RyanORadio Penitentiary on the air. You're in lockdown. If you lift, we're going to send a red after you. Don't you dare move away from that radio dial. All right, coming up in the next 3 periods of nonstop play, we'll go inside the coach's corner in the final period with Coach Tommy Lewis is going to be with us. We'll talk with him about some sports news, NFL news, and I got a little AEW news for you this morning. That's right, Sting's final match last night. We'll tell you how it went. You never even know. I mean, what a job that the bad guys did by losing to Sting in his final match when you thought he's going to lose. I had all convinced myself that Sting was going to lose his final match. So we'll talk about that. Plus, a judge sentences a New York man for life in prison for shooting a 20-year-old who accidentally drove up in his yard, a year or so ago. And we told you this story on a True Crime Thursday, and I guess he thought he was protecting himself. Hey, they gonna know about my moonshine. Yes, it's not just moonshine in the South. There's moonshine everywhere, boy. Can't let me get Kevin, All right, we'll talk about that guy here in just a few. Plus, snow in California, as well as I'm sorry, guys, this is getting on my nerves. It's not even up. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on. Sorry about that to everybody out there. It just sounds like I'm in an echo chamber, and I don't like that. I don't. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, scream, scream, scream. All right. It just sounds like an echo chamber on my end, guys. Sorry about that. All right, now it's working. Snow in California and Nevada, as well as North Georgia. African-American man found dead and hung near a camping site. Nikki Haley wins her and all the other things, ladies and gentlemen, we got going on. Thank you. The Dogman Prophecy said, I've already bared the mark of the beast. No amount of good deed or prayer will ever wash it off. And that's fine with me. I save dogs from evil people every day, and that's enough for me. That's what the Dogman says. There you go. I appreciate you getting involved in our poll. Thank you very much. Guys, get on the poll and let me know what you think there. We're going to have something every single day. It's a different poll question every day, so we get everybody's opinions. That's what we do here. Thank you very much for joining us, the Dogman Prophecies. Is that what it is? Yeah. You are a good man for helping out those animals in need. And there are some evil people in this world, bro. I don't know why they would even hurt animals or people or anything. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things this morning on the show. It's Major News Monday. We'll get it all kicked off, though, as everything was sounding a little background and everything. So let's hope it sounds good now, because if it don't, I'm ready to throw my computer out the window. Well, actually, not a computer, it's my board. Let's take a look at traffic. It's brought to you by Killingsworth Realty. Take it over, guys. Oh, man. Oh, no. Got to keep that. That's right. There you go, guys. You don't have to do it alone for sure. Thank you very much for being with the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Traffic this morning in the Atlanta metro Atlanta area, DeKalb County crash at I-12885 northbound right there. It's going to be up to about 7:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning. Also, Coweta County here in our neck of the woods, just to let you guys know, injury crash north of Highway 29 and 154. Lanes are blocked. Careful in this area to 8 a.m. Georgia 400, passed that over the weekend. Stalled Georgia 400 right now, careful till about 7:32 a.m. In DeKalb County, another crash near Mountain Industrial Boulevard. That's near North Rural Atlanta, causing some delays in both directions. So till another 5 or 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Your traffic, that's what's going on. Traffic going down the Interstate 85 southbound. Nothing in Hogansville and Grantville, all looking good. LaGrange picking up a tad bit, but nothing major. New Franklin Road and Commerce Avenue picking up, looking good. Going into Alabama, Georgia side of things, West Point. You get off the West Point exit, take a right. Everything is shut down for construction there. Take a left. There's a Love's gas station and a Hardee's restaurant, which is backed up. Going down to exit 79, it's shut down in between Alabama and Georgia. Exit 79 is shut down for construction. You have to go down 77 in Alabama. That's a look at what's going on with your traffic this morning right here on your radio dial. Brought to you by Killensworth Realty. Killensworth Realty. By the way, Killensworth Realty, the perfect home is right around the corner. If you get the perfect home, just give them a phone. Just pick up your phone and call for the perfect home. There you go. Killensworth Realty. Amy and Todd can take care of it for you. All right, guys, we're going to get into it. That's some headline news this morning. We always do the headline news for you at the top of each hour before we get into discussions. Thank you very much for being a part of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm Ryan O'Neal. You're in lockdown with me. And if you're on the YouTube page, please like, subscribe, and share. Please like, subscribe, and share, if you will. A judge in a Georgia election, ladies and gentlemen, Georgia election interference case against the former president and 19 others, said Friday he hopes to rule within the next 2 weeks on whether the DA and the lead prosecutor, DA Fannie Willis, and the lead prosecutor, who is her boyfriend in the case, should be ousted, and 2 more people or others should be brought in. It's because of a relationship the two had. And the University of Florida announced it has fired all employees in positions of related to diversity, equality, and inclusion at the public university level. According to the school's newspaper, the university has closed its office to the chief diversity officer, eliminating DEI positions there. Ladies and gentlemen, the university said it made its decision to comply with the state's law, which don't like that at all. And federal laws have already been on the books about it. DEI protocols defined this work as continuing to make things equal and not so out of sorts. Wow, I can't believe they did that. Wake up! We've been trying anything to alert you from your coma. We don't know where the message will reach you, but we all miss you. Thank you, whoever you Coastal is. DEI needs to go away, so you don't want diversity, bro. We got to have some diversity. We can't keep living like it's 1968. You know what happened in 1968? They didn't really like the things that were going on in 1968. They just didn't do anything about it then. That's true. That's true. But look, I mean, I think that people need opportunities to give it opportunities. Everybody needs to be given an opportunity if they want to go to college. But I think that people that don't go to college either need to be given opportunities to make money. Because not everybody is capable of sitting down and doing the studies like some of us are. So, yeah. You know, like I said before, we have, I can name you 10 billionaires right now if they put back in society jobs, events, all 10 of them put something in every single state in the United States, we would have no homeless and we'd have everybody have jobs. Well, we'd probably have a few homeless that don't want to work, but majority of the people that do, you know, that are homeless that are working would have decent places to live because everybody would be making money. The billionaires could do that. And guess what? They make a hell of a lot more money off of us working for them than them just keeping it for no reason. I can name you 10 right now. So then we won't have to worry about all this division that they're causing us. You know, the division that they're causing us is not just because of the mainstream media, you know, and it's not just CNN and MSNBC, Fox. Of course, now that you guys are on this morning connecting to my streams and all my streams and stuff everywhere I'm at, I got more viewers and listeners than OAN and Newsmax put together. Plus, I'm actually in a real radio studio, so I'm not in my mom's basement. So, all right, let's jump back into some other news. Well, a lot of people not. We get a lot of hateful, racist stuff out there because people say that kind of stuff because it makes us feel good. I'll respond to that, bro. Thank you for putting it in there. In other news, ladies and gentlemen, California, Nevada, Friday, we're getting ready for yesterday's big blizzards that were coming through. And it went through the Sierra Nevada Northern Range area, 6 foot of snow there as well. Our friend the Dogman Prophecy says diversity is fine, but people need to be hired based on their job performance and skills that are relevant to their job. Well, that's true, but nobody wants to spend money with people who know what they're doing. They want to spend money with those, "God, boy, can't speak like this." I got a lot of people in my business that don't belong in this business whatsoever. There's a lot of people who do YouTube stuff and do what do you call it? Podcast. They can't even speak properly and don't even sound like they belong in this business, but we let them get in it. So that's what should be. He says people should be hired for their abilities. I agree that everybody should be hired for their abilities. Basically, is what he's saying. Root Beer Man. Root Beer Man, are you cool, Root Beer Man? I'm gonna mess with you. Here's Root Beer Man. He says, I got a question for you. I'm gonna mess with you. Go ahead, Root Beer Man, if you want to mess with us. Good morning to you. I appreciate you, my brother. He's like, that gummit guy's too cool. I can't mess with him. He's gonna let me mess with him. Can I please play the song Good Looking by Dixie Dallas? I don't know who that is. But you can send it to me on our email, 99classicrock@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to do it for you. If it's radio edit, because we have to do radio stuff. We're not in our mom's basement playing G.I. Joe. Getting here conspiracy theories. The world's coming to an end because of one person. No. But if it's clean song, I'll play it for you. Or the clean version, I'll play it for you. You probably have 5 versions of it, don't you, my brother? Oh, it's not, unfortunately. I can't do it then because we're by FCC laws. But if there was a clean version of it, I'd do it for you. I'd do it for you for sure. If we had a clean version of it. Just because I have much respect for you and anybody you like that, I do. Oh, I love it. Name a tank for an edit. That one guy who plays War Thunder every time. You got it. I like you, dude. I like it. Guys, like, subscribe, and share the page. We'll appreciate you guys being with us. We got a few things to talk about this morning. 26 minutes past the hour. We're still talking about this morning, a little later on, something happened in the North Georgia mountains at a camping site that takes us way back to the old days. And people are like, well, I'm going to defend that. Let's hope no one defends it. We don't know what actually happened, but we will discuss it a little bit. Plus, we'll get into some sports this morning. Sting winning his final match and everything. The captain is in. Captain Hot Buns is in the house. What's up, Captain Hot Buns? Uh-oh. My brother Chris, the guy who lives in his mom's basement, won't know that. Yeah, you're right, Chris. They don't. They live in their mom's basement. They make up imaginary conspiracy theories. This is the way radio people are supposed to sound. Not, hey, boy, I'm going to tell you what, man, this is the way I sound, man. I want people to spend money with me, boy. But then we expect everybody to get other jobs based on their abilities, right? Yeah. Dogman Prophecy, you're a good man. I don't know why they wouldn't do anything to you. You take care of animals. I've lost so many jobs that I was more than qualified to be because of the DEI BS. This happened to me at a Lifetime Animal Project in DeKalb County. This isn't one single straight white man there. There isn't one single. Well, what we can do is, I understand your frustration, and I know that you're probably not an evil person because you've already said you were not by what you do. But here's the thing that we got to do, bro. We can't let the media, and that's the mainstream media, continue this hate of pushing things while our National Guard is really holding off the stuff and doing a fantastic job at the border. And you guys don't even know that. I know people down there, they're not getting through. It's not getting through like people think they are with all the fantastic men and women that are down there. We shouldn't have to do that, but they are. There's some people sneaking through. It's just how evil people are, like what happened here in Georgia. But what we got to do is we need to sit down and say, look, I am more than qualified. Tell me why you don't want to hire me. And look, bro, that's just how I handle things. If somebody doesn't like me, when I do business and for sales for the radio station, if they keep putting me off, you know what I eventually say to them? Hey, why the hell you don't want to buy? I don't say hell, but why do you don't want to buy? Is it me? You don't like me? What did I do? Da, da, da. I always ask questions because I just want to make sure that everybody is not thinking because of what the main things that are going on in this world is that are the media and way left and way right both go far to where they make you think that we can't get along and discuss what it is. There may be a reason. I know there's plenty of reasons. And I don't hate anyone. No, man, don't put that in here. Don't put that up at no. King, whatever, Lafty, that is disrespectful. We don't have that stuff. You're out. You're out of here, bro. You can't do that. We don't do that. We don't have that in here. That's disrespectful. We can't do that. No, it's not too late. You can't say that. It's not on my page anymore. I've removed it. Some man's in here somebody is not being hateful. They're just giving a thought and asking questions, and you're going to come in and do that. You know what I'm saying? You have a great day too, Joe. And they're not going to be, dude, you can't be doing that. All right. There you go. He's gone. Can't be doing that. See, that's disrespectful to all people trying to have a discussion in here. That's the kind of people, guys. In my feed, for those that are listening, someone put something disrespectful and derogatory, and they're gone. And no, it's not freedom of speech when you say that the N-word and everything. When other people are trying to have a discussion here amongst each other and asking questions, you're trying to make all these people look bad that want to talk to one another, and we're not going to have that. That's what's wrong with our world right now, is people can't discuss. That's what's wrong. People can't sit down and discuss things. It turns into a hate, and people can't discuss things when you got, and I'm not going to call them trolls, when you got idiots that do things like that. You know, when somebody has never taught their kids proper. He's gone. It's eliminated. Hey, good morning, Gail. How you doing? We're going to take a break. Come back. We got more on the way on the RyanORadio Penitentiary plays. Praise. You know. So we'll be back in a moment. Thank you very much for being with us. And remember, try to keep it respectful in our page. If not, you're out. Because there's people in here trying to discuss their opinions, and we're not going to make them look bad because they have a different points of view of each other. All right, back in a moment. Stay with us. I feel like you can talk to them, man. I do. I feel like if you just give your opinion, go ahead. I love these animals. I'm a good person. You know how much let's sit down and talk about this, because sometimes people might think you're something that you're not. Because I'm not getting any kind of hate from you right now. You and I might, I believe I'm a religious person. You and I might have difference in that opinion, but that's not going to think that I don't want you around. I don't want hateful people around that are trying to divide us and not let us speak to one another, let people speak to one another. And that's not. Now, we're all humans. We're all going to get a little mad. And I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying you don't have a right to have your opinion and be a little mad, but maybe take it because really do sit there and see, do you not like me because you think that I'm a hateful person, which I'm really not? When you start talking to people, they start learning from one another. And that's all I say. And I know you can, dog. You're an intelligent man. I think you're a man. I hope you are. If not, I apologize. Intelligent woman, man, whatever. You're an intelligent human being. I'm talking about, I don't know because of the name. Not anything else. I just don't. I know Gail's a woman because her name's Gail. But yeah, just put yourself out there, my friend. Put yourself out there and go, I want to talk to you. Do you think I'm this kind of person? Why you want to have anything to do with me? You think I'm something like this and I'm not? All right, brother. Sorry. Man. All right, brother. There you go. Yes, very much a man. I just want to make sure, the names always are confusing. So, if your name was, if you had your real name up there, then I'd know you were. If you had Jeremy Smith up there, then I'd be like, okay, that's Jeremy's a man. So. See, I'm just saying based upon the YouTube page, not anything else. So, because you never know, somebody might have a cool name like that. But I'd say give them a chance. I know you're frustrated. I think even when more frustration is places that have hiring signs in their front door and on their websites, and you know what? You're right about that. I think a lot of this LinkedIn, not LinkedIn. Isn't it LinkedIn? Might be LinkedIn. It's those you can go on and get jobs and stuff. They don't have jobs. I think they're just out there to say, hey, we have jobs, but they're really not hiring people. Oh, man. Okay, no problem with that. Some people are judgmental. They always have been, brother. I think it's cool. You look like if that's what you look like as a Viking hitman, that's cool. She is feeling well since the surgery, Gail. Thank you for asking. Her legs, actually, she can do a little walk. She got to heal up a little. They say got a little time to heal up, but her legs are not actually hurting her anymore. We had the best doctors in Johns Creek. And Johns Creek's a nice little community. All the people that were working there are sweet, professional. I love it. Here we go. Let's come back. Oh, I ran somebody off for saying. Yeah, I'm saved by the bell, so are you. Welcome back in, guys. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. One person seemed to get mad because I blocked him off here for saying the N-word. You can't say that, guys. It's disrespectful. Jabroni. Oh, jabroni. But our good friend, we're gonna get into that here in just a few moments about the hanging incident. We're only gonna give you what we got. We're not gonna go too far into it. I don't like to get in depth until I learn more things, but I'll tell you about what happened. And I don't know who did it. They're still investigating into it, but we'll get into that shortly, my friend. I appreciate you asking. Actually, that's going to be after this break. 38 minutes past this hour, we are holding at once again 58 degrees in the Atlanta, metro Atlanta areas, and it's kind of cloudy skies out there. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Sweet Leaf says, good morning from the Navajo Nation to you, Gail. He heard your name a couple of times. So we got that news story coming up in just a few about the hanging, the incident in North Georgia. The first American humanitarian aid. Oh, get this tongue tied. I'm sorry about that, guys. No, it's not being covered, brother. It's not being covered because, like I said, it's more about trying to divide people instead of showing us, hey, some things are going on that we need to look at. Because we know Georgia's not that particular place. So could have been from another state that they come. It is North Georgia. They could have come across the county line and did it. The first American aid supply to Gaza was successfully airdropped into Palestine area on Saturday. Air supplies, which delivered between 3 to 5 p.m. local time, had food and other things. Egypt, Jordan, United Arab, and France have all dropped in Gaza. The current Vice President, Kamala Harris, said Sunday she's calling for an immediate ceasefire in the fighting in Gaza as a proposed halt to the war has been going on since October 7th. She made remarks while in Selma, Alabama on Sunday that the White House fully is behind Israel, but they're asking for a 6-week ceasefire in Gaza that will permit safe distribution of much needed aid to the Palestinian people. So there you go. That's some of the things that they're working on in Israel at war. New Jersey synagogue will allegedly auction off an occupied Palestinian land. That's some headline news. Also, ladies and gentlemen, in a historic win, Nikki Haley beats Trump in D.C. Republican primary. And this is one that I wanted to get into before we take a break, ladies and gentlemen, and talk about what happened up in North Georgia. I'm going to give you some details on it, but we're not going to get into any speculations because I want to make sure we find out before it. I grew up 32 miles north of, very familiar with North Georgia, I'm sure. And since you look like a Viking, you're probably like, I'm into Southern rock and metal, and they don't like it, Viking metal. Hundreds of people endured rain in New York City, joined by actress Susan Sarandon in the Boston area on Saturday, calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Demonstrations in Baltimore, Washington, Albuquerque, and Charlotte followed. The New York rally began in the Washington Square Park around 1 p.m. and demonstrators marched up to Lower Manhattan outside of the New York City Public Library, the flagship location in Midtown. Protesters, I should say, hit the streets of Cambridge outside of Boston about the same time. There are hundreds of more across Manhattan, hundreds of thousands across the United States and global, standing for Palestine for justice for a ceasefire. Everybody wants a ceasefire. Don't think. Good morning to you, Pete. Don't think that Israel don't want a ceasefire. I know people were trying to make out like that's going on, and there's two sides to both stories. And I like to keep it down the middle because that's who I am. And we will report everybody have it as long as they're not protesting violently. It's fine for anybody to protest. However, tensions rose at one point during the protest when the New York PD vehicle had made its way through the tight crowd to rush a call of a possible grenade in the Times Square. Wow, now that's something they shouldn't have did. This is the audio of New York City police responding to that area, and they saw a grenade, but You know, it wasn't real. It was fake. Wow. Anyway, I know that people are Israel as well. Israel is wanting to do this ceasefire, but they're wanting to defend themselves after what happened on October 7th. Us as Americans should understand that these people have been fighting this war for many, many years, and we can say, hey, I'm on this side or on that side, but these people are the ones that have to make that decision. They know more in Palestine. They know, I got listeners there in Israel and everything. They know more in Israel what's going on than I do here in America. I just pray for the safe ceasefire for both sides in Israel to come out on top like they're supposed to. Now, no, don't get mad at me if you're into Palestine, because, you know, I'm a Christian, but that's just how it is. Sorry. You know, Christian metalhead. Pete said, good morning to you, Ryan, and the Navajo Nation as well, and everyone else. Good morning, says Sweetleaf to Pete. And Sue says, where's my girl, Gail? Tim says, Gail, what's up? What's up, Pete? They're all saying hey to you. Rodney K says, hey, everybody, the Navajo Nation into his house. He said, is that what the kids say? I don't know, brother. I don't know. Alice says, good morning from Canada. David and Michael say, good morning from Canada. Good day. Good day. There you go. Gail says, hello, Pete, Sue, Sweetleaf, and gang, and Alice and everyone. There you go. You got to love our people. They love each other. They get along. And guys, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you straight up. They are all different. And if you're joining this show, you're going to find out how different our listeners are. Politically, the way they look, the way they are, the music they all listen to. They're just all completely different people, but they love one another. Weird, huh? Or I should say they respect one another. Now, some of them might love it. Sweetleaf says, I love everybody. Okay, well, Sweetleaf loves everybody. But you wonder why his name is Sweetleaf, right? I'm not going to say. Back in a moment. More RyanORadio Penitentiary to come, and we're going to talk about a hanging incident in North Georgia coming up in just a few moments. We'll get into that after the break. I was unable to get out there. I was going to come up Saturday, but I was having to take care of my wife. She had an operation on Friday. So I had to get her everything she needed. I had to keep her resting for 48 hours because now that her legs, after her operation, her legs are feeling better. She wanted to get up and walk. I was going to come out because I saw Ricky was out there too, so I was going to go by and say hey to him. You got to go. I got to go. I got to go. Oh, I'm sorry. Dogman, come on. No, I'm just kidding. You're probably saying you got to go. The Women of Wealth magazine and podcast, really? That better be Holly. And everybody's trying to come out and be a part of it now. After Holly and Margie that made the women famous around here. Don't tell them I said that. Pete, they'll get mad because I said Holly and Margie made everybody famous. Oh, it was the second part of my long speech. Oh, okay. No problem, brother. Y'all got interviewed. Good. Tell them to call me. The Women of Wealth magazine has called me about putting their podcast on the radio station where everybody can actually listen to it. Oh, I'm picking. Dogman, I just probably said something to make some other people mad. Pete will be like, yeah, make them mad. We got tickets to give away to this week if you're in the area, LaGrange, Georgia. We're having our big fair coming up we're putting on. That's cool. At least you got interviewed, Pete. What they ask you? Pete be like, look, let me tell you something, man. If my wife is going to kick your butt, the interview was, well, tell us about it. Well, my wife's going to kick butt. Go in there and see what she's doing. I know Ricky, you guys were having fun. Ricky had some stuff out there, didn't you?
We meet twice a month with mentoring, tutoring, teaching life skills, resilience, gratitude, and kindness. We also bring music.
They thought you were an artist. You are an artist, brother. You're a welder. That's art. Believe me.
Insurance doesn't have to be stressful. I'm Christy, owner of Oakland Insurance, located here in Georgia. We're an independent agency with access to multiple carriers for home, auto, life, health, and commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance.
You are an artist, brother. Like I said, you're a welder. How many can do that? Some, but very few. True story. I know what it takes to, and the technique it takes to be a welder.
Presenting, connecting the kingdom. Connecting kingdom citizens, kingdom businesses, and advancing the kingdom of God in this hour. Join us each Tuesday at 10 o'clock a.m. with guests who are sharing their faith, business, and ministry.
This is Dave Scott, host of Spaced Out Radio. Come join us every night starting at midnight on WQEE 99.1 FM. Together, we will head down a path of mystery.
Here we go. We're coming back.
Stories.
Oh, good. We got time. We got time. We got time. We got time. Welcome back. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Gail says. Pete says they had a great time at over the weekend. I didn't get a chance to come out. I'm going to try to see if I can get out and see people there. I'm glad they interviewed you. Yes, you are an artist, by the way, to let you know, brother. Gail George says, I have new hot dog tossers. Sweet Leaf, get ready. Sue, Bob, don't eat them. They're the toss at our host. Ha, ha, ha. And I have some coffee and donuts for all. Okay, coffee and donuts for all. There you go. Wow. Don't be tossing, man. What did I do to you? What did I do to you, Gail? What did I do to you? Our listeners are coming on. Hey, continue to grow. We had a big whole bunch of people this morning. Holly was putting the Mac in people's face, interviewing other people on camera. There you go, Holly. There you go. That's how you do it. She knew what she was doing. So proud of you guys. And she should have had you. She should have had you be. She's going to learn eventually to get a camera and have you be the cameraman, Pete. And she's going to stand in front of the camera. Tell her I got to get with her this week. Last week was just a hectic week, and now I can get back to normal this week. So she wants to come by the station, tell her to come by. All right, let's jump into this one happening up in North Georgia. I don't know exactly. You were dressed to the nines. Ooh, there you go. I guess I got to learn how to do that every once in a while. This right here came to my attention over the weekend when it happened, I think on the 29th or something, it was discovered. None of the mainstream media, no news was talking about this because, right now I think that if they want to bring up the stuff that's going on at the border and people's divisions, and let's continue. We had the nursing student that was murdered here in Georgia and everything. Here's the thing. There's a lot of stuff going on that people are not knowing about because don't fit the agenda of how many clicks I can get. I'm not worried about how many clicks I can get. I'll get the clicks because the good Lord will give me what I need to get and everything. I like to give things out and try to figure out what's going on because this is 2024, not 1964. State investigators are awaiting an autopsy results for an African-American man discovered hanging from a tree in North Georgia forest. The GBI is still investigating the autopsy results of a body of a man who was found hung last week in North Georgia. That was 6 days ago. Okay. His name was Jamal Sherbert Helton, and I don't know why there's so many news stories on here, but I don't know why nobody's talking about it. And I apologize to people I always like to get on top of these stories, and I apologize for being late because I didn't know this story had happened. And this is going to be disturbing. This is a disturbing story. And it's not, I'm not going to say it's going to be disturbing for some. It's going to be disturbing for all because I thought we were done with this stuff. I thought these idiots that were doing this kind of stuff were done for. I don't know who did this. I don't know. We all kind of figured who it might be, but we haven't really. I mean, it's taken 6 days ago when this happened. The 29-year-old discovered near this hiking trail in Towns County. The GBI announced an investigation underway after he was found hung from a popular trail in Towns County. They said that the 29-year-old was discovered by a hiker just north of the High Shoals Falls at the Swallow Creek Wildlife Management Area. The investigation indicates the death was an isolated incident, and Sherbert Helton was by himself in the WMA. Sherbert Helton was being taken to the GBI medical examiner's office where autopsies will be performed. The investigation is active and ongoing, they say. The tragic incident sparked plenty of responses on social media, with Twitter having things that is saying black people are still being lynched to this day and y'all want us to forget our history. This is absolutely a hate crime. North Georgia incredibly is racist, especially in that area. Now, people that live in the area would tell you they know that. Wow. Back in January, the Georgia city of Statesboro held a marker ceremony that had a memorial to 9 men who were lynched in Bullitt County, which is a few hours away from where Sherbert Helton's hometown is. We lived in a world shaped by violence and terror of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Remembering the victims of racial violence is the first step towards the building a more exclusive community. And things like this is what caused good people to not have opportunities because people think everybody's the same. Because until we speak out, and I'm talking about Caucasian Americans, speak out about this stuff and say this stuff needs to stop, there's going to be some distrust of the good ones, the Caucasian Americans. There's going to be some distrust of us until we speak out and say, hey, this needs to be done. I'm done with this. How could it's 2024, not 1964? Do we even know, some of the area is pretty prejudiced and racist, but do we know if it didn't come out of Tennessee, which I know parts of the southern Tennessee are very, very bad. You get up to Nashville and go up a little further up to north, and in other parts of Tennessee is not so bad. But people just act like we just need to overlook this and everything. Let's go to the phone. Good morning. Let's see. Hold on. We got a few more minutes left. 2 or 3 minutes left. Good morning. You're on the RyanORadio Penitentiary.
Good morning.
Hey, Andrew Balanis. Hey.
I heard the news story
Mm-hmm.
about the African American man.
Yes. They're still studying it.
I have did they have any suspects?
Well, this was 6 days ago as they were doing an autopsy. They did say that he did not hang himself, so it wasn't suicide. But in that area that he lives in that area of Towns County, there's a lot of racial tension and a lot of people that are still living in 1965 or 68.
Do they have any suspects?
No suspects as of right now, none whatsoever.
There's a preacher, African American preacher, in North Georgia. I'm not gonna say his name, but I think he might have something to do with it. He's a mental case.
Right.
And I think Geno Jennings mentioned his name yesterday when he was preaching, but
Well, there's many.
I think he might have something to do with it.
Well, could be.
But
there's many things that can happen.
That's just me thinking out loud.
Well, no, people need to look into all kinds of things on everybody, whether it's somebody that this young man might have been following, didn't like his lifestyle. This was a young 29-year-old man. A lot of it could be just old folks that don't like, but there's a lot. It could be a lot of different things. And I mean, the Klan will come to mind for many because, well,
they need to call Joe Kinder.
Well, the GBI is working on it, but the thing about it is they didn't want it to get out too much because they don't know. I guess they don't know what suspects they got. And to me, we got to figure out. I want to find this out. I'm gonna keep up abreast, and we're gonna find out what's going on. But there is some scary stuff going on out there, and if we just, as a society,
yeah, he could have just been messing around with somebody's girlfriend, and they.
Well, no, he had his own girlfriend. It wasn't nothing like that. I don't think.
Okay.
I'm not going to get into that. What I'm thinking is, as a society, if we just step up and say, hey, look, this is completely wrong. This is disgusting. And the way it was presented, and here's the thing, no matter whether it was an enemy that did it to him that may have been the same race, or whether it was someone that was in the Klan or some evil racist people or whatever, the way it was presented was showing that old way of killing African American young men, and whoever did this on purpose, no matter the way they presented it. And that person was evil, no matter who they are, the way they did this young man. And we've got to call evil out no matter what. We need to say, hey, this is pure evil. And now let's find the perpetrator and put them away for life. Really, I'm more about sending whoever did this to this young man to the chair. So let us go ahead and take a break. Let's go ahead and take a break. We got to take a break. Come back in a moment.
Electric chair.
We got to go to a break this time. All right.
You on break?
Yeah, I had to go to a break, baby.
So I can talk now?
Everybody else still can hear you.
I can talk to you and everybody on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody on YouTube.
The few people that are on there now. We had a whole bunch earlier until I got rid of the racist guy.
Share and subscribe to the page. I heard you getting on to somebody.
I did. They wrote a word out there, and I blocked them off the page because they wrote the N word out there because they wanted to get involved. And our other listeners were having a discussion, and one of our new listeners was asking a question, and I was trying to respond and trying to have a conversation. And this guy wanted to get on there, and he King Laffy or something. He wanted to start making it look bad because one of our listeners had a question, and I like to listen to people, and I didn't want this racist guy getting on there trying to make the conversation look bad.
So he typed the N word in.
He put in, yeah, he typed it one letter at a time.
Yeah, we can't be having that.
All because somebody had a question and said something that happened and was talking to me about something, and was presenting about how they were feeling about something, which wasn't hateful, was just there asking a question. And I guess the guy wanted to get involved and say something stupid while the other gentleman was trying to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Trying to ask a question. Yeah. So I can't have that on there. Gail says it's good to hear you. Hope you're feeling better soon.
Yeah, I'm feeling all right. As a matter of fact, I'm about to lay down and take a nap.
That's what she needs to do. She needs to take a nap.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm gonna lay down and take a nap, baby.
All right, that's fine.
All right. I love you.
Love you too.
All right, bye.
Well, they're going after somebody, Dalton. Now, what did you do? What'd you do, Pete? They're going through downtown. What'd you do, Pete? Yep, that usually would not be asked. That could be essential in finding the right answers. Yep. Well, that's what we got to start doing as a society. If we start pushing it, then the people in charge and the people that are capabilities of all this kind of stuff can start asking these right questions. Pete, the fire department and stuff are coming. What did you do? I know you're out there welding this. He's like, man, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't catch this thing on fire. You see, people don't know how to discuss things. People to get in here, I don't call them trolls. They're just troublemakers, and they won't let people have this different discussions. I was like, the ambulances, the fire truck and the ambulance is coming by this morning. I was like, what did you do? Did you leave the stove on this morning after you made Holly breakfast? I saw that today, yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to try to get with the coach in the final period. These primes guys are good. And I don't like energy drinks, but these primes are good. I got a fruit punch one. I don't really... It wasn't me. Okay, Shaggy. It wasn't me. I didn't do it in the thing, man. It wasn't me. I didn't mess with it. Wasn't me. Prime, you need to become a sponsor of the show, Prime. It's the only one I ever liked. Okay, no, we don't want that. We want this because we're going to do a little wrap up. Everybody's automatically going to say it was Klan or racist action. That is a possibility, but it's also could be a retaliation or act of random. It could be all of it. But whoever did, you're right about that, Dolman. But whoever did it set it up that way to continue dividing us as a people. And if we call this a hateful, racist act, no matter what, they're going to have to stop. We just say it's hateful, it's racist, it's evil. And they're going to be afraid of us. Because they're like, wait a minute, man. I thought, no. Who cares what you thought? Southern people are the best people in the world and caring. There it goes again, Pete. The fire truck. What are you doing? You sure it wasn't? Something like this, especially in today's society. Yep, it is. But hopefully they're investigating into it properly and we'll find out. Could be any kind of related thing, but whatever it's related to. Like I know, majority of Southern people are very good to one another. And I know that we get the bad reps in the South, and for people that are watching worldwide and listening worldwide, we get the bad reps in the South, but we're really not that way. We got a few idiots. But we call them out most of the time. Wow, nothing. Sure, Pete. I believe you. I'm picking. Good morning. Good morning to you. Looks like we are still going, guys. It's the RyanORadio Penitentiary in lockdown period number 2. Got a few other things to talk about. Get you some headline news to make this hour. And Sting retires in AEW as a champion. What? Man, I can't believe they did it right. Tony Khan, I give you a thumb up for that. And something else. Back in a moment. Who am I? I'm RyanORadio Penitentiary host, the one, the only Ryan O'Neal. And of course, oh, yes, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast Shout It Aloud. Across the RyanORadio media page on Spreaker, across Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, ladies and gentlemen, across the Jordan Communication of family radio stations, including right here at 99.1 FM WQEE, at Atlanta and Georgia and Alabama's very own home of inspirational talk, news, sports, and Southern sports and more. That's right. We're the reason hockey may be coming back because of Rod Peterson. We'll talk about that. To all my haters, I got one thing to say to them. Listen up, haters. Tell them, Triple H. I'm the man around here. You got that right, whether they like it or not. I agree with you, Dogman. You're putting in some good points this morning. We got to check out all that kind of stuff. But you know how it is, bro. They always something going on through there. And everything. I believe we are one world. We need to love another. But Satan has another agenda. Yes, he does, Pete. You know, the thing about it is, he's got another agenda, and he controls the media on the right and the left side. He controls people and makes them dislike one another. He uses theories of hate. Because when I talk to my buddy, Randy Rocket Cody, he's going to be in this Wednesday on the show, he's always like, this is evil. This is satanic stuff. He always goes right back to it when he talks about the things that majority of the people are like, hey, I heard so-and-so saying something. So he's like, he'll tell you what it is, but then he goes, it's a satanic agenda. He just gives it straight up, which we'll be talking about Lizzie Borden this coming up Wednesday and the kinfolk to that. We'll get into that in just a few, what we got going on. It's all a circus, brother. You're right about that. That's why I'm trying my best to start something here at this station and this show to kind of, the RyanORadio Penitentiary to kind of, I don't know, do something a little different, present to everybody, pull everybody in, and show that you got a lot of good people in this world that are being pulled into the clickbait stuff that's out there just to divide us. And that's why I'm not got multi-million views yet on this thing. Just started it not too long ago. Multi-million views and everything on the YouTube. I've been doing 5,000 plus for the last several years on the Shoutcast. So we do got people worldwide. I get 2,000 downloads off my Spreaker 5 minutes after I go off the air. So I do know that people are downloading and listening. I don't know if it's too early for them or something. Good morning, everybody who's listening and viewing and everything. We're bringing up some good points there, and I'm loving it. Coming up this week, we got a lot of great. Thursday is True Crime Thursday, but we won't have our true crime expert. We'll have our travel expert with us on Thursday. It is Sally Toole. She is from Histories and Mysteries. She's a traveler, a blogger, a YouTuber, a grandmother, a wife, a breakfast cooker, and an author and an actor. all in one, and a tour guide. We're going to talk about some strange and unknown history and mysteries throughout the state of Georgia and Alabama, even Florida, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up on Thursday, Sally Toole joins us. Her family also was featured on the Family Feud. That's how we got with her. Family Feud called me up and said, hey, we got people in your area. It was on Family Feud. You want to interview them? I'm like, sure. And that's how we got together. And she said ever since she's come on the show, her likes have went up and subscriptions have went up on her page. I'm like, well, good. So maybe we can do that same thing for our page. I just started doing this on the YouTube. All right. Also coming up on Wednesday, Randy Rocket Cody from themetalden.com. We like to call him the king of heavy metal journalism. I like to call him the king of regular journalism as well. He's going to talk about, I think, Lizzie Borden this week and how he's kin to her. We already told you his father had some dealings with Al Capone back in the day and that family. Now we're finding out who he was kin to throughout a lot of stuff. And not only is the king of all media, I call him the king of all media. Forget Howard Stern. He likes the kid with me when he likes to laugh. I appreciate that. But Randy's going to be with us on Wednesday. He asked me this weekend, could it be on? Always, anytime, bro. It's always your first Wednesday's yours. And then tomorrow morning, we'll have Shane B with us. He and I are going to talk top 10 movies from over the weekend, top 10 artists from over the weekend, what's hot, what's not, Hulu, Netflix, and everything. And of course, Shane watches the movies and shows so we don't have to. So if they're bad and over dramatic or too much for you, Shane will tell you, don't watch it. And I don't. He saves my mentality because he's able to watch it. We'll talk with him in the final period tomorrow morning. Plus, our sports analyst, Richard Holdridge, joins us. We're getting ready for UFL football coming up in the middle of this month, to the ends of this month, I should say. Birmingham Stallions and San Antonio and Birmingham are going to kick off the season at the two former champions of the XFL and USFL coming together to form the UFL, and the champions from last season kicking off. We'll talk about that. More football action, what's going on in the NFL, and so much more. Spring training, how it's going, his thoughts on that, NBA action, and so much more. We'll get some what he's doing with Georgia Alabama sports live as they bring you high school baseball there. All right, all that's coming up for you this week, and we should have Coach Tommy Lewis in the next period. I'll have to find out. He was going to be off, and then now he's back on or whatever, but we'll be able to talk about that. Here's a couple of headline news for you. Music play. Good job, music. I need 5 people in here with me. I'm doing it all by myself, guys. One day I won't have to, right? I know I got some people wanting to do some things with us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, California, Nevada Friday had severe heavy snow, threatening blizzards into the Sahara Nevada mountain range. At least 6 foot of snow came into the Lake Tahoe area yesterday. Thank you for saying that, brother. I appreciate that. Howard Stern is a joke. Exactly. And you know what? I'll tell you a story about that in just a few. A judge on Friday sentenced Kevin Monahan to 25 to life in prison for killing a 20-year-old woman who mistakenly turned into his driveway last April. A jury of his peers deliberated less than 3 hours and convicted him of second-degree murder. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. That's the things that's going on there. We told you about this Kevin guy. We've talked a little bit about it. As this man killed this woman, they turned in the wrong place. And you know what had happened when they turned into the wrong place? This guy shot him. I understand when you see no trespassing signs, you don't go into somebody's yard. But if you accidentally turn into it and you're backing out, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go, okay, that person's leaving. If they were going up to his door, that would be his right to do what he had to do. I used to tell people all the time, I did a little stint as an outside sales rep in Florida, and people were like, yeah, we're selling alarms or whatever. We were selling security systems. I said, there's a sign that says no trespassing. They got a security system. They're like, what does that mean? I said, you must not be from the South. I said, that means they got a gun. I said, I understand that. Usually those are the ones that will talk to me like, this boy understands me. You get off my land. Come on up here. You want some iced tea? I'm a bad girl. My name is what? Hello. Hello, bad girl. Thank you for being with us. But there you go. All right, let's see what else we got. Headline news right quick for you. We'll get some sports news going into the next hour. I think I got everything I told you guys about this morning. This is a USA America Atlanta area. The Atlanta area. The metro Atlanta area. Other headline news for you this morning. Check it out on the WQEE page. Because I don't read it all for you. I'll let you read it for yourself. Why? I trust you. I'm not here to tell you what to think. In a historic win, Nikki Haley beats the former President Trump in D.C. Republican primary. Haiti declares a state of emergency after thousands of escaped prisoners. New Jersey synagogue will allegedly auction off occupied Palestinian lands. Wow. Hamas accused Israel of targeting Kuwait in an aid truck. Wow. More stuff coming through there. And thousands of people marched for Palestine across the United States. And there you go. You're from Iran. All right, Iran. How you doing this morning? We appreciate you being with us. No hate here from Iran. This is the coolest speed you'll be on. And that's some of the headline news you can read for yourself. I'm not here to tell you what to think or how to think. No Tucker Carlson here. No Howard Stern here. No Don Lemon here. Sorry. I'm not here to tell you what to think. Oh, man. What's wrong with you, Ryan? Why don't you tell people what to think? I am old. Thank you for asking. All right, let's see. No age. Sorry, I can't tell you that. But I'm old. I can tell you that. Old enough. Thank you, Dogman. Old enough. They're just being nice. Welcome to the chat from Tennessee. Take me to another. Take me to another. The parts that Gail live in Tennessee is awesome. Take me to another. Not too far from Nashville. East Nashville's cool. It's all good there. There's a lot of good. I've been to Nashville. I like it there. All right. Let's see here. There you go. There you go. All right. Let's see. We got some sports news we're going to talk about. But let me tell you my story about Howard Stern. 20 minutes past the hour. We're going to take them. We are holding at 58 degrees in the Atlanta, metro Atlanta area. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Active Pest Control, summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Michael and the crew can exterminate and lay smackdown for you. I am Ryan O'Neal, and you are inside the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown. Shock therapy time. It's the major news money. Shock therapy. Ryan O'Neal here with you. Shock therapy time. I know a lot of people used to watch Howard Stern's show on television where he actually started doing unique things. But I know people, because I've been in this business long enough to run across people playing in music and being in this business. I've ran across people that most of you would think, oh, that they're untouchable or stars or, whatever. They got this, they portray this way of themselves in the public eye. People that listen to this show and watch this show, they're like, this guy don't portray anything except for who he really is. But a lot of people do that. It's called an image. I understand. I'm not putting anybody down. But Howard Stern's image was pretending like he was having these girls come on and do the things. Later on, Playboy started working with him, and that's why they started sending it out to him. But when he first started, all the comedy and stuff, the different radio stations, was Tim and Robin. Once he got a hold of her, Jackie the Joke Man could do voices. A lot of this stuff was kind of fake. Actually, all of it was fake because that's what radio was. You had to have an imagination. You could sit in here with 3 or 4 people and have an imagination. Now, radio, you can see behind the scenes and everything. So you're going to have to come up with something a little bit different to present to the audience. But back then, you didn't have behind the scenes like you did today. So you could sit there and make out like there's 20 people in the studio when there's only 4, or maybe even 3. So I knew some people said that Howard Stern in that movie, that that he was making fun of his PD and everything, that he would that really his program director, that guy was 100% behind him doing his show the way he was doing it on WNBC. But they made it in the movie like he was being rebellious. That Howard Stern and people were happy to be there at WNBC. But the only part of that movie that was kind of real was Don Imus shutting the door. Because Don Imus didn't like. They thought they were bringing another hippie in to take his spot. It's just how us hippies, sometimes hippies are. That hippie's going to take my hippie spot. No way. And Howard Stern just wanted to meet him because he looked up to him. So, but now he's then went, became whatever. So that's my story there for you, Dogman. That's my story. Would you like to come to Iran? Oh, maybe one day we would. We would definitely like to do that. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. Headline news. I got it all through. I'm going to pull this one up. See what is going on here. I want to see. I don't know if that's going to be here, let's hit this headline news music for you right quick. Hamas accuses Israel of targeting Kuwait aid truck on Sunday as humanitarian crisis from the war continues in Gaza. The Palestinian militants, considered to be terrorist groups by Israel and the United States, as well as their allies, said in Telegram reviewed by UPI News that the aid truck was attacked in a small city, leading to an unspecific number of deaths of Palestinians. Wow. Came to Iran. Hamas says the attack. If I come there, I'd have to do a news story, wouldn't I? Hamas said that the attack is an affirmation of Israel and its ongoing war, genocide, and cleansing, blasting Israel forces for its starvation of the Palestinian people and its aid. So there you go. According to the Hamas Gaza Health Ministry, which indicates that a dozen people were killed and injured since the war began October 7th. A lot of people have been injured. Over 30,410 Palestinians dead and 71,700 people injured right now since the war began on October 7th of last year. Wow. We're hoping that this gets concluded pretty soon for both sides. I know we have our problems in the United States, but thank goodness we're not going through something like this. Thank heavens. I don't want to see anybody die. Kids, young people, women. They don't, it's a sad situation. All right, let's see. Did I pull the right one up? Yeah. Palestinian groups are calling for supporters to protest a auction of homes on occupied Palestinian lands by a New Jersey synagogue. The review of homes listed in the sale of My Home in Israel real estate shows cottages in the area of the West Banks for people to. What is going on? Wait a minute. How the heck? All right, here. Make sure we're plugged in. Make sure we were plugged in. Sorry about that on the YouTube. Cottages in the West Banks. The cottages are listed for $1.3 million. The sale is expected to take place on March 10th, though does not appear to be on the calendar of this synagogue in New Jersey. Wow. Other homes are seemingly just outside of the 1949 lane that is between the border of Israel and Palestine's territory. Israel settlements inside the borders are considered illegal by the United States and other international communities. Wow. Selling off land. You never hear about that in America. Tell you, our people just won't stand for a lot of things. They won't get violent. There's a few idiots that get violent, but most of them are like, no, we're gonna handle this intelligently. That's our peeps. I hope this gets done. I don't know what's going on. The group criticized the town's council for having passed a resolution claiming the town stands with Israel. Well, you can stand with whichever side you want to stand on, and I have no hate for that. But I don't understand how they're able to auction off some homes over there. I guess those homes are not occupied by people anymore. I guess a real estate company owns it. That's how money is, guys. Money, money, money. Wow. We're going to take a break. 27 minutes past the hour. We're going to talk a little wrestling for you. Plus, the new Dark Side of the Ring debuts tomorrow night. I like talking about the dark side, especially when we're talking about the life and crimes of Vince and Kenny McMahon. You really want to come to our country? I hear you. I would be like you, have my hair down, but it's dangerous to do it here. Oh, I know, bro. Pete, you can't do that when you're welding. Wouldn't be very good. Wouldn't be very good to catch it on fire after you worked so hard with it. I'm a bad girl, says she wants to come to our country. Pete, my super duper hot dog tosser is awesome. Be able to reach the awesome host when he says how well the Braves are going to do. Ha ha, the Braves are going to do well. We're going to talk a little bit about wrestling and retirement of Sting here in just a few moments after the break. Plus, we're going to keep you abreast of what's going on with the life and crimes of Vince and Kenny McMahon. But first, let's take a break. You're listening to RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown. See how people would love to come to our country, how great a country we are? There's ways to do that. Banana, banana. Don't want to be Michael Jackson, hair on fire. Woohoo! My hair's on fire. Woohoo! Yeah, he is going to have retirement matches in every single company. His last match in WCW, never retired there. TNA had a last match, won it, world title, I think, there, and had a retirement match. Lost his retirement match in WWE, of course, and then won last night in AEW. I feel like he's going to do Billy Corgan's NWA before it's finished. Unless he really is finished. His two sons come out last night, too. One was dressed like the Surfer Sting. One was dressed like the Wolfpack Sting with the red makeup, and they Stinger splashed the Young Bucks. Maybe his sons will get into it. All right, let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. Okay. Like, share, and subscribe, everybody. Hockey news. The River Dragons won. Of course, they already clinched their division, so they're heading. Atlanta's talking about having our own hockey team, thanks to having Rod Peterson on weekdays from 12 to 2, our hockey specialist, and NHL, CFL specialist, NFL specialist. And all you guys got involved with helping name the team. One of Rod Peterson's listeners like, I didn't like any of those names. I'm like, you didn't like them because you didn't come up with them. My genius listeners come up with them. You didn't like them because they were smart.
Carnival time is finally here. The Great Spring Fest with Let's Go Family Amusements, March 7th through the 17th.
I know. If they take the Red Wolves, I'm going to tell them they need to show you the money.
Rides and more.
Be part of the Wolf Pack. Ooh, dun, 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 dun. I told him, I said, we better be getting them here at the station. We'll be the NHL home of the Atlanta Red Wolves.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of a 45's Affair radio show where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Newnan, Georgia.
What? Let's get it going on. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Guys, like, subscribe, and share on the YouTube page. 50,000 plus of you everywhere else on our Shoutcast, iHeart. We're everywhere you need to be. We got a lot of listeners worldwide. We want to get the YouTube page up and going too, because a lot of people like to see behind the scenes of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. All right, let's do this. Some wrestling fans for you. Sting's career is coming to a close in another company. He didn't really get a retirement match. He had his last match against Ric Flair on Nitro when Nitro was bought out by WWE many years ago. But there was really no closeout. It was a closeout match. It was the main event, but it was not his really, I guess he would say it was his final match for WCW. He also had a closeout match in TNA wrestling where he won that match. He had a match where he lost 2 or 3 times in his final match, retirement match in WWE. He lost. I think it was Seth Rollins. I can't remember. And last night, Sting won. They kept the tag team belts. Now, what does this mean for it? They were in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Greensboro Coliseum. Sting sold the whole place out. Sting sold the place out. No, not Orange Cassidy. Sorry. Not Pockets. No. Not Samoa Joe and all them. And I love Samoa Joe. No. It was Sting. MJF wasn't even on the show. They did not sell it out. It was Sting that sold out the Greensboro Coliseum in his final match. And the Young Bucks did the job for him. I thought that they were going to win the tag team belt, but the Young Bucks let him beat them. I do need another full-time radio disc jockey. I sure do. I tell you what. Let's go jump into this. AEW Revolution last night. It kicked off with a bang scissor game win in a 12-man match. Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale defeated Sky Blue and TBS champion Julia Hart. Christian Cage, the TNT champion, defended his title against Daniel Garcia and defeated him. Eddie Kingston defeated Bryan Danielson for the Continental Classic Championship, and Bryan shook his hand. Wardlow earned a title shot for the world title in the All-Star Scramble. There was a tag team match that was left off between FTR and BCC, but I never had that. Tony Storm defeated Deanna to keep the AEW Women's Championship. Will Ospreay defeated Tashiki in the family to win that match. Samoa Joe defeated Swerve Strickland and Hangman Page, and finally they're turning Strickland face. He didn't want to do anything illegal. He's trying to kind of be a face because the fans are cheering for him, and Hangman kind of turned heel. I can see that. But Samoa kept his belt, world champion. And in the final match, Sting's retire match was wild. His sons come in. One of them was dressed as Surfer Sting. The other one was dressed as Wolfbat Sting. They Stinger splashed the Young Bucks. You had Darby Allin. They kept the tag team belts. Ric Flair was involved. Ricky Steamboat was involved. It was just a night full of everything. Stinger's career come to a close. He and Darby Allin defended the AEW tag team belts last night in a Tornado tag team match, serving Sting's last retirement match. The Sting went over with the Scorpion Death Block on Matt Jackson. Following the show in the media scrum, the legendary wrestler talked about his future. He said, Tony has mentioned me staying on board in some form or fashion. We haven't really worked anything out there yet, but I'm sure we'll have some kind of conversation, and I'm saying maybe we'll see what happens. I have no interest in being a manager or anything like that, or an agent. I don't want to do any of that kind of stuff. I'm not sure what I can offer. Storylines, Sting. Storylines you can offer. Sting also recalled Tony Khan promising that he would be treated better than he was in other places and put over put over great people in AEW. He said the brand fit well for when he joined, and it reminded him of WCW. So that was a media scrum there. Wow. Sting's last match. Hopefully he can do some things like backstage, like help write or something. Sting is still tag team champion, so who's Darby Allin going to bring in as his tag team partner to replace Sting since he's got the tag team belts? AEW officials and Tony Khan were very, very adamant about the Sting winning his retirement match, which is a very good thing. A very, 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 very good thing. So there you go. Well, tonight is WWE Raw. We'll see what Cody Rhodes' journey to WrestleMania is going to continue this week. What the Bloodline have to say and do, whether they be on Raw as well from SmackDown. What's going on with Drew McIntyre? He's the number one contender for Seth Rollins' World Championship. And will we hear from anybody else tonight on Raw? So there you go. That's all the wrestling I have for you. That's all I got for you. And we're going to take a short break. Yep. And talk about a few other things. Hopefully, we'll get controversial. I'm just kidding. I'm going to start saying all these idiots are idiots. And then I'll get millions of clicks because I can say people are idiots that I would never do that. The only old school wrestler I've ever actually retired, and his last match was just sad to watch, was Ric Flair, says the Dogman Prophets. I tell you what, brother, I agree with you on that one. But Ric Flair was there last night. He got involved too. He was with Sting, so was Ricky Steamboat. They didn't bump very well for their ages. Back in a moment. Oh, did I tell you, Roderick Strong won the AEW All-Atlantic Championship. I'm sorry. Finally. They got rid of it.
Get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be
All right, let's see what's going on.
today's world? Hi, I'm Holly Reese. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense.
Oh, come on now. I want to see. Oh, they did have the match. Claudio and John won. Okay.
Technical drills to build their survival skills.
Yeah, he's down there with Hogan a lot.
Classes and private seminars are available.
I got two matches I didn't mention. I need to mention the winners, and then we'll move forward.
Hey, Arnold here from Cowie the Force. Cowie the Force is Noonan's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services.
Go in there and exercise, fella.
And family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowetaforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Hello, I'm Pina Payne with Contour Mortgage, and we're so excited we have just moved to this new company. And we are located at 560 Noonan Crossing Bypass in Noonan next to Art and Jake's. And
What?
Great products. Our interest rates are better than any other company. And we also have some great products.
That's some weird stuff to talk about.
We can do a better deal for
All right, I appreciate it, man. Like, subscribe, and share, and let everybody know they can be a part of it. I appreciate you being with us, Dogman. Good luck to you today, my friend.
Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. is Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Newton.
Want to get back to your community?
All right, we got a full day ahead.
Cares for Kids is a Keller Williams Realty founded charity in which 100% of money raised goes directly to children in need in our area. Cares for Kids helps fund local organizations like Angel's House, Coweta Casa, Elevate.
Here we go.
Help Cares for Kids reach their mission of serving 1 billion children. Call 678-634-9770 today to learn more on how to be involved, or text KPK Noonan to 44321 to donate.
All right, here we go. Oh, I'm stretching.
Hi, this is Mark Soriano, asking you to tune in to Let Go and Let God every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
I've talked to Beth about that, but you know, she's doing well the way she is. So, well, Wishbone is these. It's got the best chicken around.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of 45's a Fair Radio Show, where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE
15 minutes away from the top of the hour, ladies and germs. What's up? That's right. We're holding it, can you believe it, for 60 degrees, beautiful sunny skies. No, beautiful cloudy skies, I should say. I want it to be sunny. We got rain coming in later in the week, so we'll talk more about that. But no worries, it's going to be cleared up for you, those that are going to the LaGrange City, the LaGrange Fair. That's right. The big LaGrange Fair is beginning on March 7th, and we're going to run through the 17th. And as we begin March 7th through the 17th, rain should be out of here. We got the big fair setting up very soon. It's right there across from Callaway Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. We'll have tickets available for you to get right here on the network. Shoot us an email at 99classicrock@gmail.com. 99classicrock@gmail.com, and tell me how many tickets you need to go to the fair. The LaGrange Fair is going to be right there. Sponsored by LaGrange College. Let's go family amusement and 99.1 FM WQEE The Key. Bringing in a family fair for the summer. All right, let's go ahead. A couple of matches we didn't get to throw in earlier from last night had Claudio, the former Cesaro, tagging up with the former Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, defeating FTR. Probably one of the best matches because they were all former WWE guys who could wrestle. And AEW Revolution Results had Kyle O'Reilly returns and helps Roderick Strong win the international title. Thank goodness they took it off Orange Cassidy. They can go back to the back of the line. All right. We still got some stuff going on in the world of sports. Stay with us. Like, subscribe, and share on the YouTube page there. We're still about 15 minutes away from the top of the hour. Check this out. It's Monday. We'll get some weird news for you. We always have a great week ahead. We got some great guests. Coming up on Thursday, Sally Toole from Histories and Mysteries will join us. We'll talk about another site she is going to and how you can follow her. Histories and Mysteries, Sally Toole, author, blogger, YouTuber, actor, mother, grandmother, tour guide, and Family Feud champion, joins us Thursday for a travel session on True Crime Thursday. We travel through the state of Georgia, Alabama, and around for some of the most unique places to talk about. And ladies and gentlemen, on Wednesday, Randy Rocket Cody will join us from themetalden.com. We'll have more metal news for you from Mick Mars and what's going on the metalden.com. Randy Rocket Cody will be with us. I think he's going to be talking about Lizzie Borden. I'm not sure yet. We'll get you details on his topic tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning is a Twisted Tuesday. We'll have movie reviews with Shane B in the final period. We'll head into the movie theaters with him. We'll talk about what's hot, what's not, who took the number one spot this weekend, and whether Bob Marley's been knocked out of that number one spot. We'll get into sports analyst from the Sports Beats, Richard Holdridge. He and I are going to talk sports in the second period tomorrow. All kind of sports, baseball, football, and football's still going on. UFL beginning, CFL beginning. We'll have all that for you tomorrow morning. And we should get with Landmark Christian War Eagles' very own Coach Tommy Lewis this morning. We'll see how that goes. But first, Washington road signs hacked to warn ahead of angry raccoons. Taco Tuesday. I like tacos. The owner of an electronic road sign in Washington State put a message warning drivers about angry raccoons ahead. Better watch out for those little pranksters. The sign on the side of Spokane's Northwest Boulevard displayed a unique message during Wednesday morning's commute, and the city public works officials said that they had no information on the sign or any angry raccoons in the area whatsoever. Mike Biggs, a co-owner of the Spokane Traffic Control, who was contracted by the Public Works to do this construction there, said the sign was hacked by unknown pranksters. Hey, look, in the South, we do have angry raccoons. In Iowa, I think they do. Ask Cher, who listens to us. I don't know about in Washington. We are fortunate it wasn't rated R, is what they said. Thank goodness it was just something a little funny there. So there you go. They're hacking into these signs. These people are hacking into these signs. You guys, hack. Watch out. Road signs ahead. Oh, freezing up. The computer is freezing up. It's Monday. You know what that means. It means the computer is going to freeze up. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, this better be working. If not, I don't know what to do because I'm recording on the page too. It's got to get funky up in here. Funky like a monkey, like when you're dancing like Dusty Rhodes would say. Not funky like when you take your shoes off. Funky like a monkey, baby. Back in a moment. Uh-oh.
The sports world
it's not going to let me. I don't know why it's doing this. No, we don't want to we don't want to process image. No. Everybody talks about how great the internet is. It's not.
Celtics torch Golden State 140-80.
That's a lie. From the depths of hell.
Celtics became the first team in league history to record 3 50-point wins in a single season. Thunder beat the Suns. Timberwolves fall to the Clippers. So OKC now a half game ahead of Minnesota for the top spot in the West. Caitlin Clark dropped in a game-high 35 to pass Pete Maravich as
okay, let's get rid of
all-time leading scorer.
that.
As the number 6 Hawkeyes knocked off second-ranked Ohio State. Top-ranked Gamecocks beat Tennessee, improved to 29-0, completing their second straight perfect regular season. That's sports. Ronza Moss, NBC News Radio.
Oh, God.
Time is finally here. LaGrange Spring Fest with Let's Go Family.
Why is that freezing up there? I sure do hate. Wow, internet's supposed to be working. Well, I don't want to buy advertising, so I got to talk bad about them until they buy. I'm just kidding. Now, if they buy, I'm going to be talking about how great they are, guys, so I'm just going to let you know. Like I told that one listener, I'll sell out for Pfizer too. Got bills to pay. I got something that's very weird. Coming up after the break. Weird. Also, tomorrow morning, we're going to talk about Kentucky is passing a law to where you probably can't get breaks on your jobs. That's right. No overtime either. Kentucky just wants people to work and not get paid anything extra. Oh, we don't want them getting paid extra. Can't take your breaks. We'll talk about that tomorrow morning. That's some union news. You got that right. We're going to tune in weeknights at 8 p.m. on the network. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being with us. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown with us, getting funky like a monkey, like Dusty Rose, and not funky like when you take your shoes off. Man, I got some weird news coming up for you right now. Man, oh man. Check out some of the weird news stories odd news stories we're going to put on the page. We told you about the Washington Road sign hacked. Also, live stream cameras set up to capture the hatching of a bald eagle eggs. A Michigan man wins $110,000 lottery for the second time in 6 months. What secret does he have? Leap year glitch shuts down gas pumps across New Zealand. All our listeners in New Zealand during the leap year got it shut down. Those are just odd news. Here's a weird one. A flight from Amsterdam. Yeah. I know, Sweet Leaf, you know Amsterdam there. A flight from Amsterdam to Detroit was quickly turned around when, I hope you guys are not eating, but some of you are, maggots fell from overhead in an overhead bag onto a passenger. Upon inspection of the nearby overhead bin, flight crews on board Delta Flight DL-133 found improper packed carry-on bag that contained rotten fish wrapped in newspaper. I'm gonna take fish from Amsterdam over to Detroit. I wonder if they were taking something else and that was put in there to quote be something that would make you okay. Let's look over here. This is rotten fish. Why there's some of that green stuff. Sweet Leaf said that could be. Well, he said, we had the best here, though. I don't know about that. Anyway, according to a statement from Delta to Fox 2 in Detroit and People magazine, the aircraft returned to the gate. Passengers were placed on the next available flight. And a resident from the Netherlands who lives in Iowa, his name was Philip, told Fox 2 Detroit the woman was freaking out. Trying to kind of fight off these maggots. They found out that there was rotten fish in there. I don't see everyone's reaction to the bag being open, which was just immediately pinching their nose. The Detroit flight was less than an hour into its almost 9-hour flight when they had to turn around. Ugh. Who would take a rotten fish onto a plane unless they were trying to hide something else they were trying to do? Sweet Leaf, what did you put on that plane? Laugh out loud. Sweet Leaf says, not me, man, no. Maybe Tim. Tim's like, man, don't get me involved. You guys are just having a good time this morning. I don't know what he put in there. We're going to blame, it's always easy to blame it on Sweet Leaf, right, Sweet Leaf? Because of your name. He said, yeah, right. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how somebody did this. That's why they would do that. Golly. Ugh. Well, I'll tell you what, like I said, we got opportunities for you to go to the LaGrange Fair, March 7th through the 17th, right there across from Callaway Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia, presented by Let's Go Family Amusement, LaGrange College, and 99.1 FM, WQEE The Key, March 7th through the 17th. They were hungry. I caught that fish, and I'm going to take it home, and I'm going to show my family in Detroit that I caught fish over here in Amsterdam. I told you I'm a good fisherman. Fisher of men. Poor woman had it on her. I'd be suing everybody if I was her. I'm sorry, I would. I'd sue people that didn't check the bags. I'd sue the airline. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make Delta But she has a court case against these people. Just like tomorrow morning, ladies and gentlemen, in the first period of play, I think our hot topic is going to be Kentucky House Bill 500 could result in employees losing lunches and even rest breaks. That'll be our union news tomorrow as well. We got some border news for you in the morning, so get ready for all of that. All that's coming up for you on this edition of RyanORadio Penitentiary. Still to come, sports in the final period. You need to stay right there. Without sports, your life would be incomplete, right? Well, we'll also talk about some sports, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow morning. But before we do anything, as we get ready to close out this period, ESPN and NFL are mourning a longtime reporter's death. Chris Mortensen, a reporter who died at age 72. ESPN announced Chris's death on Sunday, but did not share the cause of death. The award-winning journalist was diagnosed with throat cancer in 2016 when he left his role in 2023. Show me the money, lady says. There you go. So the death of a ESPN NFL longtime reporter. Man, we've had a lot of death in the past couple of weeks. We had Virgil, Mike Jones. We've had Ole Anderson. We've had Richard Lewis, the comedian. Now this. We're going to have a lot to talk about this tomorrow morning with deaths in the entertainment world with Shane B. He'll give a couple updates too. So, stay with us. A little bit of sports news, mixed in there with a little bit of fun. That's all coming up in the next period. Stay with us. More on the way as the RyanORadio Penitentiary cruises on.
Community calendar. The 13th annual Sportsman's Raffle set for Saturday, July 27th from noon to 5 p.m. will be $20 tickets. 110 chances for you to win grand prizes, $1,000 in cash, or even the big one, the GMC Sierra truck, presented by the Shriners Club. Tickets at Angie's Cleaners, 51 Aces Circle in Newton. Sargent's Baptist Church, they've got the big car show set for April 6th. Rain date is May 4th. Pre-registration is $20. 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. 467 Sarge Main Street in Newton. Additional information, Buster Meadows, 404-535-1961, or the church itself at 770-253-5859. The Palometa Masonic Lodge's Car Show, Saturday, June 22nd, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., 504 Park Street, Palometa, Georgia. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, family, fun, food, and more. Boston Butts for sale, 770-316-3244.
Boston Butts for sale. All right, let's see here.
Coweta Recovery Support Groups, nightly and daily at 36 South Beatty Avenue in Newton, 678-340-5822. Prison to Power Incorporate presents Save Our Youth, Become a Mentor. Students with a mentor has 52% less likely than their peers to skip school. 21704-3388. www.prisontopower.org. And Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue, here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan, asking you to join us for one of our 4 services. Sunday mornings, 8 a.m. inside services, 9 a.m. and 10:30 service outside under the tent. Cool, hip, kids, NCC PM, 6:30 p.m. Yes, 17 First Avenue, Pastor Jimmy Ellison invites you out. That's your WQEE 99.1 FM community calendar. WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, Noonan, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange.
Dun, dun, dun.
NBC News Radio, I'm Mark Mayfield. Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley has picked up her first win of the 2024 primary season in Washington, D.C. The former South Carolina governor garnered nearly 63% of the vote and on Sunday became the first woman to win a Republican primary in U.S. history.
Wow.
Over 2,000 D.C.
That is
part of the
legendary for her.
in the nation's capital. Former President Donald Trump received support from about 33% of those voting. A new poll gives former President Trump a slight lead over President Biden among registered voters. Tammy Trujillo has more.
The New York Times Siena College poll surveyed about 1,000 registered voters nationwide over landline and cellular phones and found that 48% said they would vote for Trump if the 2024 presidential election was held today. 43% indicated they'd vote for Biden in a hypothetical rematch between the two. The poll had a margin of error of about 3%. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
Vice President Kamala Harris marking the 59th anniversary of Bloody Sunday in Selma, Alabama.
Today we know our fight for freedom is not over. Because in this moment we are witnessing a full-on attack on hard-fought, hard-won freedoms.
Harris joined the march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge and delivered remarks Sunday afternoon, paying tribute to civil rights marchers who walked across the bridge in 1965, knowing violence would await. Heavy snow is crippling California highways and creating NBC News Radio.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner. But thankfully, there's Home Advisor. Home Advisor helps me find the best home pros in my area to handle any kind of project. You can read reviews of the pros, check their availability, even book appointments online. And what my wife loves most is that Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app to get started.
Come on, guys. Come on. Go back up.
Hi, Lisa Wolf to tell you that the 5-hour Hollywood 360 show and the 30-minute Radio Rarities podcast can be emailed to you every Monday via digital download link that never expires. That's 24 classic radio shows per month, plus the games, celebrity interviews, music trivia, and much more. Listen to Hollywood 360 and Radio Rarities whenever you'd like. Visit Hollywood360radio.com to subscribe. That's Hollywood360radio.com.
Hi, this is Art Soriano, asking you to tune in to Let Go and Let God every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts through discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
I like that. It's the final period of play on that TGIM Monday edition of your favorite radio show. You're in lockdown under cloudy skies out there, 60 degrees, and 6 minutes past the hour. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Let's get it kicked off now. Oh, I want to tell you who I am. I'm RyanORadio Penitentiary host, the one, the only Ryan O'Dell, and Oh, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you know it. Worldwide, we're all over the RyanORadio media page, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Amazon Prime, and more. We're across the British Columbia, Isles of Canada, the Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. And finally, the Jordan Communication and Family Radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, and 99.1 FM, WQEE, the key home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and headline news. Also, it's the RyanORadio Penitentiary headquarters where everything is. This show is the show for all of you. And if you're not listening to it, where are you? What are you doing? You're not having a good morning without me. And to my haters, well, I just got one little thing to say to them. Get up close to the radio dial. Come on, haters, listen up. Kind of like those maggots falling out of the sky. Whether they like it or not, I am the man around here laying the smackdown on their candy asses by having this radio show worldwide. Telling it like it is. Let's make sure that we're all good. We got some sports news for you this hour. LeBron James did something remarkable once again, besides paying for people's rent and everything. Oh, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get into all of this. Let's bring the music back up for a minute. Hail to the king. Well, we won't be able to have Coach Lewis on with us this morning because he's in some meetings, so we'll get with him next week. I'm going to do some sports news for you and some other fun stuff, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, let's jump into it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If I don't see you again, a good night, 10 minutes past the hour once again. It's 60 degrees, cloudy skies out there, time and temperature. Brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. This week is full of fantastic guests and everything. Run, Sweet Leaf. Bob, take your donuts. Ha ha. Bob's like, okay, give me them. Run, Sweet Leaf. Sweet Leaf's like, okay, I'll run. Will you? Why does he have to run? Sweet Leaf's like, huh? Really? Run? What? I think she's talking about the maggots, buddy. Anyway, coming up this week, we're going to have our good friend on Thursday. As always, we're going to travel around the state and around histories and mysteries. We'll get the history and behind the mysteries with Sally Toole. This coming up Thursday, a Family Feud champion, as well as author, actor, tour guide, and more. We'll get into that on Thursday morning. Wednesday morning, Randy Rocket Cody will join us. We'll probably do a little Lizzie Borden's information, I think. And we'll have some music news for you from the head of themetalden.com. And yet tomorrow morning, two big guests. Shane B will be in the final period. We're going to movies with him. We'll find out what's hot, what's not. Top 10 movies, and if Bob Marley stayed at number one. Also, we'll have some sports updates, including hockey, baseball, basketball, and football action tomorrow morning with our friend Richard Holdridge, our sports analyst from The Sports Beat, weekdays from 2 to 3 p.m. on the network. All right, ladies and germs and boys and girls and children of all ages, we appreciate you being with us. Like, subscribe, and share things. And I don't mean the singer share, but I mean share. Dadgummit, Ryan. That might hurt somebody's feelings that you said share. Share. Bob. Taken. Sweet Leaf. Treats. There you go. Good morning, Cher. How you doing? Speaking of Cher. It's our friend from Iowa. Oh, Lord. I'm going to get you sports news, and then we'll dive into some more hot topics. Top hot topics in the world of sports. Alone at the top, Caitlin Clark says the NCAA record for all-time points recorded. And this young lady will be making her way to, we'll talk more about this. She'll be making her way to the WNBA. She's a first-round draft pick. There you go. NCAA proposes helmet communications, 2-minute warning in football. I think we're going to do that, talk about that tomorrow morning as well. On the heels of the points of the milestone, Iowa's Caitlin Clark will enter the WNBA draft. Other things, LA Lakers basketball icon, the one, the only LeBron James, has reached his milestone of 440,000 points Saturday night's game in his 21st NBA season game, aiming to put an all-time scoring record beyond the reach, and has no plans to retire anytime soon. I know there's a lot of LeBron James fans out there. I'm fine. Just woke up, laugh out loud, she says. James hit the historic basket at 10:39, left in the second half with a 124-114 loss to the Denver Nuggets. James passed the previous record of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which is 38,387 points back in 2023. Wow. Congratulations to them. Congratulations. I know some people don't like him, but LeBron paid for a lot of people during the pandemic. So let's welcome LeBron to the family. He made sure everybody was getting paid when they know that government assistance wasn't going to help out in Los Angeles. At 39, it's not likely that James could reach the 50,000 milestone if he were to continue averaging 25 points per game, which is what he's scoring this season, and play 55 games in each future game. James could approach the milestone between 2031 and 2032. I don't know if he's going to stay that long with the team. Wow. The Philadelphia Eagles will release all-pro safety Kevin Byrod. Kevin Byrod, the 30-year-old, joined the Philadelphia Eagles in October. And he looked pretty good, but had a lackluster season this past year, so he is gone. That's $14 million in salary cap that they're saving by letting him go. Former Alabama quarterback Kool-Aid McKinstry was diagnosed with a fractured foot as during a scouting combine in Indianapolis. Kool-Aid will not be able to participate in those drills, but is expected to work out in pro day at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Wow. Thank you for freezing up, computer. And Minnesota Vikings will save more than $3 million in salary cap as they are going to send running back Alexandra Matheson out the door. Woo-wee. And the freezing of the computer is getting on my nerves. We need to make sure WOW Internet works properly. I don't understand this. I have everything cleaned on this. I have everything it's supposed to be, and it freezes up every morning during my show, which I'm glad it does because I got other businesses, but I don't want it freezing up every time I do something. I get 2,000 downloads 5 minutes after I go off the air. So there you go. Good morning, Pete and Gail. Yum, hot dogs. Hot dog, diggity dog, got diggity diggity dogs. Hot diggity dogs. What is going on? Yeah, there it is. It's recording. All right. Let's see what else we got going on in the headline sports news for you. I think that's it. And of course, on the heels of achieving another scouting milestone, we told you University of Hawkeye student Caitlin Clark will declare that she's going to step away from college and go to the WNBA. Where will Caitlin go and play? She's in your home state, Cher. Do you think she's going to come to Atlanta to play with the Dreams? Do you think she's going to go play? Where do you think she's going to go in the WNBA? New York, Atlanta, Los Angeles? It's got to be some big, big money. Big money for her. I like for her to come to Atlanta than the Dream. Or the Dream, yeah. WNBA is about to get picked up too. We'll talk more about WNBA and Caitlin Clark and why ask that question to our sports analyst, Richard Holders, tomorrow morning on the show. That's right. That's right. Also tomorrow morning on the show, we're going to talk a little bit of union news as Kentucky is passing a bill that's going to make it hard for you guys to have breaks, lunch breaks, and 15-minute rest breaks because you've got to work all the way through a 12-hour shift. That's right. I really couldn't say, Cher says. I know. But we'll find out. We'll dive deeper into it. This young lady is making some more milestones as she continues to move forward in the world of college basketball. And she's going to declare for the WNBA, which hopefully they pay well, because, things happen where people do pay well, but they really don't pay as well as the men, but they should, because women's sports is just as relevant in this day and time than it ever has been, especially with what Nikki Haley just did in the primary, winning in Washington, D.C., and being the first female to do such a thing. Come on, women. I want your women power out there for me. Like anybody or not, at least they're not, it's got to be women power. At least Nikki's not on a list, I don't care if somebody's on the list. I like them. I'd be on that list too. Oh, let's see. Oh, man, this is a new story. Navy's MCIS documents show that Ashley Massaro, the woman we were talking about that was sexually assaulted during the WWE's Support of the Troops show or whatever they did back in 2010 or something like that, 2013. Now there's records saying that she was there at the camp, LSA, around the time that she was sexually assaulted. This is a woman that Vince McMahon was trying to have relationships with. She was a women's champion. A lot of times back then, those women were just viewing things for Vince McMahon. They were not real women wrestlers. Kind of like the ones we have today, the real women wrestlers. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Black Bayley, Asuka. Those women can wrestle. Saraya, who's in AEW, who's former Paige. AJ Lee. These women can wrestle. And things were said about Vince. And, of course, I was watching something else on Vince McMahon on the Life and Crimes of Vince McMahon continued. And something they were doing on Vice. And they're going to be, Vice, speaking of that, we'll talk about it more, right? But now they're confirming. And supposedly at that time, she confirmed that she was left over there for a bunch of high-ranking officials to have their way with her. And then when she was brought back to the States, she was brought back, she was paid off, and she was sitting there with supposedly Vince and Vince's daughter, Stephanie, to kind of keep her from wanting to do anything because they were getting money. Because these companies are WWE's not going out doing shows in these venues for free. They're getting paid to be there. Whenever you see WrestleMania, why do you think that WWE's only doing gigantic events? Because they're getting paid for it. Castle, WWE Clash at the Castle again, Saudi Arabia, WrestleMania, Down Under just recently with the Elimination Chamber. They're getting paid to be there. So Vince didn't want to lose that money for this salute to the soldiers that they do every year since the 9/11 attacks. So some high-ranking officials in the military did some things they shouldn't have did to this girl. Now, I know you're going to hear men go, my shouldn't be, she's dead now, by the way. Should have came out with it. Look, guys, stop with this whole women should come out immediately and say things. If you live in a society where women are not believed and it's not right, or they don't think they're right, and if they come out, oh, you're just trying to get a man's money, and they should have came out and say things, and they're made to feel belittled. And now all of a sudden, 2024, I mean, the power of women power, they're actually being able to stand up for themselves. The problem is it may be 20 or 30 years for some of these people to be women to take up for themselves. It's the same thing. Back, like I said, with the hanging of the gentleman that we need to find out more about, but the African-American community being abused. And it's like, well, 20 years later, 2024, why is people, well, people back then couldn't stand up for themselves. No one could stand up for themselves back in then. It was overlooked. It doesn't matter. I mean, it was wrong then. What people don't understand is, I don't give that whole back in the day thing. Wrong is wrong. In the Bible, it's according to God, it's wrong. God is not on the side of these men that have sexually assaulted women. God is not on the side of hateful, racist abusers. God is not on the side of that. Sorry, I don't care how much you feel bad about yourself and you do something to somebody else. I don't care. He's not on their side. He's not on the side of particular people just because they run for a particular office in particular groups. God is not on their side. God is not on the side of wrong. And when I tell you all that stuff was wrong then, it was just overlooked. It's not canceling culture in this day and time. You got a lot of people who call it cancel culture. Men smacking women on the backsides back in the day, their waitress, and saying sexual things towards them. Women couldn't say anything. They just had to work. I'd do something to her. You would? You would? You know that's illegal, buddy. You know when you say, I'd give it to her good. You know that's illegal, right? It's just back then it was overlooked. It was just bars being bars. In 2024, you're calling it cancel culture when a woman's like, hey, son of a, you know what? I'm going to charge you with that. Or, like this Ashley Massaro, her daughter and her friends and family are having to come out and give this story of why this woman ended up killing herself and leaving the company and killing herself, and nobody even knew. And then I went through a whole thing about Vince McMahon. Now, Vince is he's friends with all these people that you got, some of you guys out there vote for, and friends and and Hollywood and politics. He's friends with them. He's friends with them. So they knew about him, he knew about them, or whatever. And I'm not going to get into this. I'm going to defend some. I'm not defending him ever. I'm not going to defend anything like this because it's disgusting, guys. It's not that day and time. It was wrong then. It's not cancel culture today. Just because we don't like to hear about it doesn't mean it's cancel culture. Just because somebody might say, well, man, when I was a teenager, I said I'd give it to that girl really good. Well, that's called sexual assault, buddy. I know you don't want to hear that because it was just boys being boys, but it's not. That is sexual assault. That's it. You're saying it is just as bad as doing it. And then you're going to defend somebody that did it because you said it. No. And I'm glad that these women are coming out now saying things, but it took them a long time. Why did it take them a long time? Because we live in a society that would downgrade them and put them down. And then if you paid them off, well, obviously she's lying if you pay her off. No, it's not that. Maybe her coming out telling something, she's going to have nothing anyway. So her coming out telling something is going to even destroy her to the point where some other company don't want to hire her because they're like, okay, I can't sexually assault this woman. That's what they're thinking. They're not thinking, oh, she can't get a job and she's going to accuse somebody of it. No, it's somebody else is thinking, well, if I hire her, then I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do. And then Vince was sharing one of these women, this Miss Grant, around the people. But he chased a lot of young women. You go back and I look at all the old wrestling shows and I'm going, oh my God. Vince was letting us all know what kind of disgusting pervert he was. I found out one of the ladies' co-workers has 2 different cancers and has no family to help her. Oh my goodness, we need to start up a GoFundMe for her. That's what we need to do. Prayers for her and blessing in the name of Jesus Christ. We pray over Pete's co-worker that something can come to her and help her and everything in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. I do that every time, but yeah. And we've got to start being respectful. That's what I'm saying. And I'm sorry, it may not be a popular thing for me to say. I'm happy that Nikki Haley took the primary in Washington, D.C. It's a step forward in our society, seeing women are becoming leaders. Now, in your household, if you're a Christian, the man's supposed to be the leader in the household. But gentlemen, we got to try our best to be the leader. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a multi-millionaire to be the leader in your house. Amen, says Gail on our prayer for Pete's co-worker. You don't have to be a multi-millionaire to be or have everything or pay for everything to be the leader. You just have to be a leader in what the Bible's telling you to be a leader in. And if your wife is going to go out and run for president, Nikki Haley's husband, military man, is the leader of the household and religious leader of the household, and he's having to say, and God and I are blessing this, especially God's blessing it, but, and you know, he's blessing it as well from his side. So that's how women can become leaders. I'm glad all you guys are saying prayers. That is the best way to do for our fellow human beings, because cancer is no laughing matter, especially in women. Let's be honest. I know I've survived cancer. I'm running around cancer-free thanks to the good Lord up here and great doctors. But it's detrimental on women even more than men. It's detrimental on men, but even more on women. Listen, the men get into pakery right there, and then that's, get it in your, never mind, I won't get into that. But I understand you don't trust her, but I don't really trust the last guy because of all the stuff he's been saying and doing too. And he's on a list, so. And I'm not, like I said, I don't defend Vince McMahon for what he did. I don't defend anybody. So I kind of want to see a woman take over. Don't know what's going to happen. Don't think it's going to happen. I don't even think she's going to, I think she's going to go all the way to the end and not win it. But it would be great if she had an opportunity to. Because I know she could probably dominate the 2024 election if she won. But look, we got a lot of great things going on. People out there getting insurance right now through the administration. It's helping them out. They're getting subsidies cards to help them out. People that are trying to work their butts off and not get paid a whole lot, like in Kentucky that we're going to talk about tomorrow, that people don't understand. They want to take away from your lunch breaks and your rest breaks and make you work a 12-hour shift there. Come on. Really? Really? And no paid overtime? Come on. That doesn't sound like a job you would want to work for. You got to have all that. No lunch break? No rest breaks? I mean, we can't be moving towards that type of societal push because we want to make a few little older people feel comfortable about their 1968 mindset. We can't do that to people. You got to understand, that's abuse. And I'm gonna read it for you right quick, and we'll talk again tomorrow. But I want to put this one in because this is important. Kentucky House Bill 500, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk a little bit after the break, could result in employees losing lunches and rest breaks. This bill will victimize employees and allow employers to stop offering their workers lunch and rest breaks, mandatory under Kentucky law right now. And of course, it will make sure that they won't get paid any overtime. Representative Phil Pratt, GOP Representative Phil Pratt, introduced this bill into the House, and they looked into it. Kentucky has been a spotlight for workers that are 16 and 17 years of age working after hours. And of course, there was even a place at a McDonald's where two 10-year-olds in Kentucky were found in May of 2023 working back in the kitchen, ladies and gentlemen. 10 years old, around cooking equipment that was dangerous. Tell me that's right. Tell me, oh, I had to learn. No. You had to learn. Your parents might have sent you outside to cut grass when you were 11 and 12 or whatever, but they didn't put you out there doing something dangerous. And if they did, well, that was kind of abusive. It wasn't teaching you how to be a man or a woman. I'm sorry. We got this whole mindset that we think that two 10-year-olds working in a McDonald's around cooking equipment, hell, they can't even make their own sandwiches. And they're making McDonald's hamburgers in the back. And the 16 and 17-year-olds working after midnight during the week for school. Guys, this is why people quit school when they were 16 or 17 years ago. They quit and they went to work in these places and they never got their education, finished their education, so they don't understand what's going on in the political world or even government and all that kind of stuff because they didn't finish those classes. And I'm not saying everybody needed to go to college. I'm not saying that. But finishing high school, they definitely need to. But I don't think it's good for kids, teenagers, or young people to be working in this environment. I don't think it's good that Kentucky is passing a law saying that your employer can decide whether or not you can have a lunch and rest breaks. And when people need jobs to pay bills because they're so high to live nowadays, inflation, and even if it's cut back down, like some people think it's going to be, because of certain things that they've always seen, because they thought that that's the way it is, when they didn't finish government history, you got to go back and study it a little bit more. But this House bill in Kentucky is devastating to hard workers. I mean, that's going to affect restaurant workers, but what do you think about workers that work in mills, where you have to take a break and you're standing on your feet for 12 hours? And they decide they're going to tell you, you're not taking a lunch break today, John. Sorry, we got to get all this equipment out, or we got to get all this material that's working out on these trucks, so nobody's having a lunch today. You got to work through your breaks, or you're only getting a 15-minute lunch. That's not copacetic. I'm sorry. And Kentucky is just right there on the verge of making people work, even though they're getting paid. And they're not going to get paid any overtime. They're going to get paid your 12-hour shift, and that's it. And if you work overtime, you're not going to get paid that overtime. So when they got things to get out in some of these places, I don't feel, yeah, I do feel sorry. I feel sorry that we're turning people into paid, I don't know how to say it, paid slaves. I don't know if that's what it is. Paid. I mean, because look, I disagree with somebody not being able to have a lunch break. I disagree with them not being able to have a rest break. We're going to take a break. We'll talk about this after the break. I didn't want to get into it today, but I'm going to get into it because I'm about tired of seeing this. This is what unions fight for now. Other companies that don't have unions are going to start treating people like this, trying to pass a bill. Mandatory lunch breaks are going to be taken away to people in Kentucky as Kentucky House Bill 500 is being passed. Back in a moment.
Active Pest Control offers the best services and prices to protect your home, offering both monthly and quarterly pest control services, plus specific services like bedbug, vermin roach, and flea control. Even if you can't see them, insects are all around you 24/7. Active Pest Control wants to be the first line of defense. Active Pest Control. Prepare, buy, best termite coverage around. Active Pest Control. 34 Jefferson Street, Newton. 770-954-9941.
Moving is a big decision. Selling or buying a home in any
No more
especially
breaks.
today's can raise a lot of questions. Hi, I'm Amy with Killingsworth Realty. My husband Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. 678-525-0047 to schedule a free consultation today to discuss your real estate needs. You don't have to do this alone.
Carnival time is finally here. LaGrange Spring Fest with Lesco Family Amusements, March 7th through the 17th. 2 weeks of family fun with over 30 exhibits, rides, and more. Across from the Callaway Football Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. Presented by LaGrange College, Jordan Communications, and Lesco Family Amusement. March 7th through the 17th. LaGrange Spring Fest. Carnival
Here we
season
go.
is finally here.
Want to give back to your community in a meaningful way? Cares for Kids is a Keller Williams Realty founded charity in which 100% of money raised goes directly to children in need in our area. Cares for Kids helps fund local organizations like Angel's House, Coweta Casa, Elevate, and more. Help Cares for Kids reach their mission of serving 1 million children. Call 678-634-9770 to learn more on how to call 1-800-PAPER for a unit or 44321 to donate.
Let's get ready to come back. The employees of a factory near me voted for no lunch breaks, so they get 15 minutes for lunch, plus one morning and one afternoon break. So three 15-minute breaks. 3 15-minute breaks? Oh. That's not enough time for you to have lunch. Wow. Cher said, I'll tell you what she said. Guys, stay with us. More on the way as the RyanORadio Penitentiary cruise is on. Cher says over in Iowa this morning, she was telling me that we were talking about these lunch breaks and stuff. I wouldn't vote. I wouldn't want 15 minutes for, especially in a hard meal. I mean, factories are difficult to work in. And the people that work there, it's hard work for these wonderful people. Anyway, she said the employees of a factory near her voted for no lunch breaks, so they get 15 minutes for lunch plus one morning and one afternoon break. So 3 15-minute breaks is what they get. Oh, well, hopefully their job's not as hard, but maybe they're doing that because they want to get paid more. And instead of raising the pay like these factories can afford because they're owned by billionaires, they're going to say, hey, you want to make more money? Have less time on the clock, or have more time on the clock and less time off the clock. Maybe that's how they presented it to them. I don't know how they did it. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm just saying that sounds about like that. But this Kentucky bill, it's not. I mean, you take away somebody's lunch break. Oh, they want to get off work earlier. Okay. Well, if you get off an hour earlier or whatever, I guess I understand that. If that's kind of what it is, being able to get off work early, that makes a lot of sense. Now, at least the factory there near you gave them options instead of saying, hey, you're going to do what we tell you to do. They're like, well, we got an option. If you want to get off earlier, can it, and that's great. Any job, whether it's a factory, whether it's a call center, whatever it is, if they're giving you an opportunity for you to make the choice, I'm down with that, but not for them to make the choice for you, but for you to make the choice for yourself when you're working a detrimental job like that. I've known people who worked them. I know how hard they are. And it's, for me, it's a well-known fishing factory. Oh, okay. Well, so it's cool. Then it's a cool place to work too. Fishing factory. That's a cool place to be working too. At least it's not cars and stuff, which is wow. Which robots are taken care of nowadays anyway. But it's very fast paced. Oh, I'm sure most factories are very fast paced, which is good. If it's very fast paced, what I like about that for them is their day go by faster anyway. Boom! I'm there at 7 o'clock. Boom! It's 3 o'clock to get off time. All right, I get to go home. That is cool for them. It's like their whole day went by fast. Whew. I love it for them. But as long as they make their choice, that's fine. They are the ones that made that choice. And the workers are the ones that make that choice. And that's fine. And as long as they get to make that choice. But a lot of people don't like unions because these unions are making these people pay them and stuff. They're making these people do right. And people should be paid. $15 an hour should be what you get for minimum wage or something. $30, $40 an hour is what you should get in these factories. You should be able to have time to spend time with your families and stuff. Kentucky House Bill, once again, like I said, it could be. GOP Representative Phil Pratt wants to take away from lunches and breaks for some of the employees. Hey, you don't need to eat. Doesn't matter. Don't need overtime. Don't matter. Let's keep the billionaires, guys. And the rest of us, middle poor. It really is. It really is. I mean, unless it's like that factory there, if they make their own decision, that's fine. But telling somebody you're not going to have a lunch whatsoever, come on. You're going to go find another job. I would. I'd find another job. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm finding another job. I'll walk out right then. Or make them fire you so that you have to give them you unemployment. Ouch! Just don't show up on time, go take breaks, and they'll have to fire you and write you up. Man, 16 to 17-year-old workers in restaurants spotlighted late. 2 10-year-olds, and a cooking is the thing that gets me at a McDonald's. How are 10-year-olds working at McDonald's? They can go to blank, sorry, this is wrong, period. I believe you, sister. They can go to hell, sorry, this is wrong, period. I'm with you. Never ate lunch, just a snack. Hard to go back to work if eat too much. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about like I have a full-fledged lunch meal. Maybe a sandwich and some chips and a drink, water or something like that. Just something on your stomach. Because it's hard. It's not only hard to go back to work, it's hard to do that anywhere. Really, it's hard any job you got. But it's just, to me, factory, you need a little bit more. In factory jobs, you need a little bit more nutrition and pump and power. And I'm glad, I know that y'all probably had Red Bulls and machines and stuff like that. And Prime. No, they didn't have Prime then, but you know. But still, I agree with you, Gail. It is bad. They start taking away these people's lunch breaks and rest breaks and start taking other things away from them. Having kids work at 10 years old. This ain't 1856, guys. We're trying to go back to, Grandpa, I had to work on lunch breaks, still ate my lunch. Well, you're a welder, so you have a cool job. and you could sit there and heat your food up if you have to. Oh, man. I got this cheese sandwich I made. I'm going to make it a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm just kidding. I know it's not safe. That's just a joke, Pete. Well, we've all done that thing, man. I understand. I agree with all you. We've all done that before, but we shouldn't take away people's rights. I use my lunch break to decompress, take my medicine so I can work. There you go, Gail. Some people need that lunch break, and I think everybody needs the opportunity to have it or not. Peanut butter and jelly with apple, fry that up. I like a fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay, this is boring. It's just on bread. Let me turn on the welder, cook it up. Tell all your coworkers, hey, you need your soup. Hey, John, you need your soup. Heat it up. I'll take care of that for you. Some jobs are just fun that you're going to forget to eat. But these factory jobs are not fun unless you're really into it. It is just nice to get off your feet because you spend 12 hours on your feet, or it determines. Some places are 12, some places are 8. It just determines what it is. But yeah, it's nice to get off your feet for a little bit. Eat something light. Decompress. I agree with Yale and Cher. And I think them pushing that in Kentucky just seems to be a bit wrong to me. What's up, Daryl Dodge? Cutting illegal after they done been. Daryl Dodge, what's up? Here cutting illegally after they done been told before no without a court order what to do. Them that ain't them, they got job to avoid doing what they're supposed to do and everything. Well, some people do, some people don't, but I say 98% of the people that go to work in these factories are hard workers. You know, they're people like Cher, they're people like Gil, people like Pete. And in my opinion, people like that deserve time to decompress and sit down and get off your feet. Because let me tell you something. If you ever been in a factory and you working with people like Cher and Gail, they gonna tell you, get your butt to work. I'm over here working, you need to get your butt to work too. Coworkers do that sometimes. I don't know how many times Cher's probably told somebody, hey kid, get back to work. She just retired not too long ago from being in a place forever. So we know Cher was well respected. So if somebody wasn't working, she'd snap her fingers and they start working. You're not good with factory work. It's good. There's other jobs out there for you, Daryl. There's plenty of things out there you can find. Plenty of things to do. Everybody's got a different calling in life. Everybody's got a different calling in life. Some people have can work in the mill, that's their calling, and they're just as happy to show up and boom. Some people are called to do what I do. Some people are called to be police officers. Some are called to be, just different things. Some are called to go to college and make millions of dollars and charge just a little extra for, operating. I'm just kidding. Doctors are great too. Right here, right hard work, you need a lunch. Yep, you definitely need a lunch. And I don't know why they're doing that in Kentucky and everything. Any hard work really needs lunch. I mean, you're not going to tell some construction worker working on the site they ain't taking their breaks. You're going to tell some big old guy, built up muscle. You can't have lunch. You can't go to lunch and go. You can't go have something for lunch. What you talking about? I'm going to get some KFC. Got a problem with that? No. You ain't gonna tell it. I mean, if construction workers are working through their lunch, they're just trying to get finished so they can leave early. It's just they're just okay. I got to be on another job site next week. Tell me when I'm telling lies when it comes to construction workers. They'll take the breaks every day, and if somebody's next week I got a new job starting, so yeah, we'll take a 15-minute break, eat lunch, and get right back to work so we can finish this up. Other than that, they all gonna go sit at the local diner and have something. Yeah, so it should be the same way for mill workers. It should be freedom for them. See, some of the mills and factories irritate me that people just can't be free to go to the bathroom and stuff that they need to do. I understand you got to get, but like you were talking about, the factory is fast pacing. Fast pace, it goes by really fast. But if it's slow, oh good Lord. But I agree with all of you. They definitely need their lunch break. Guys, like, subscribe, and share to the RyanORadio Penitentiary and the WQEE page. I was wanting to get that out there today. We got some important news for you tomorrow. Also, tomorrow morning we'll have Shane B in the final period. He'll join us, and we'll talk with him about movie reviews. And in the second period, we'll have sports analyst Richard Holdridge. Coming up on Wednesday, Randy Rocket Cody will join us with some weird Wednesday news, as well as Lizzie Borton and music news. And on Thursday, we'll have History and Mysteries Sally Tools join us on True Crime Thursday. It's going to be a travel Thursday, really. That's all coming up this week on the show. We're going to take this short break, getting ready to close out. I I can't believe the show is almost over. I guess this Prime really kept me prime. Prime, you need to buy advertising with the show. I'll make you famous. That's what the Undertaker used to say. That's what Billy the Kid used to say. Back in a moment. Ooh, I'm glad everybody's on the same page about that. Our hard workers out there.
This day in labor history, the year was 1941. That was the day the battle at Bethlehem began.
The battle at Bethlehem began.
Bethlehem Steel's Lackawanna Mill in Buffalo, New York, walked out on strike.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Organizing committee for SWAT had been fighting to organize.
Some people ain't got no work ethic, but some work is unnecessary. Cutting my trees is in my yard. They kind of leave. Oh, yeah. I understand. Thank you for saying great show today. I'll tell everybody you said, hey, when we get ready to come back from the break and close out. And goodbye. Let's see here. Let's pull this one out.
Mandated for government contracts. Retired steelworker Mitchell Schaefer recalled in a 1991 interview.
You're walking shopping or on your favorite trail. You get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world? Hi, I'm Heidi.
In trouble lots. There you go, Darren. Daryl.
Tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense.
Darnell, I'm sorry, Darnell. I said Daryl. Darnell, sorry.
The ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively with technical drills to build their survival skills. You can be your own hero.
I think I think we need to have work ethics, but I think we need to have time for family. This is a problem where a lot of people don't have time for their families and stuff because they're always having to make more money by working extra hours when these people need to pay people more money. Yeah, I missed it. I blocked it because I had the Captain America shield on. Thank the Lord. I'm giving you the border news tomorrow, the real border news, so everybody will know. Because people are not giving it to you guys like they're supposed to. Oh, man, did I get any responses? I forgot to my poll, or did it not go on? I don't know if my poll went on this morning properly. We're going to have a poll every day on the show, too. Tomorrow's going to deal with entertainment.
Fish dinners open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Is Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to the.
Well, there's a lot. You have to study it all on both sides, Darnell. And it's not just, if we get rid of that, the rich are still going to be rich, and they're not going to pay anything. The inflation happened because of the pandemic. We went through our own version of the, Great Depression, because the whole world was shut down over what China did. China. Did I say that? China. Sorry. What they did. They messed us all up. Yeah, I agree with that. We definitely need to do that. The lady I told you about has stuff that she is saying to raise money. Okay, good.